get this the hell out of the way. Alright. Sweet.
Do you think Hill Dog is gonna
Me too,
reveal
Lester. Me too.
that she's actually a lizard person?
I think it's about time. It's about time.
That would be an appropriate time.
Absolutely.
She would be like, "You're a shrill human being," and she'd be like, "I am not a human
Just
being."
look at Trump's face on that picture. So angry.
Yeah, right?
Like, look, she's like happy. He's just like.
It looks like he's about to like box or something.
This might as well be a wrestling match.
I was thinking of drinking game potentials, and it's like one like every time emails are brought up.
Every time Hillary lies.
I'd say
The whole
every
the
second.
whole
Mexico's
debate.
gonna pay for it.
yes. Every time Trump says "Make America Great Again."
That's great. Every time Trump interrupts Hillary.
Nah,
Every time Hillary interrupts.
nah.
Every time Trump brings up the wall.
Oh shit! I really hope this doesn't go to hell. All right, sweet. We got our chat up and running.
Nice.
Oh my god, this is the dumbest thing we've ever done, and it's live.
Brought to you by Black Ops.
Brought to you by Black Ops.
Thank you for joining us today on this presidential debate live stream. Brought to you by Black Ops 3.
I'm so sorry that we aren't actually playing Black Ops 3.
I thought the webcam froze because I was looking at myself the whole time. Then I realized that YouTube. I was like, wait, why am I?
Oh, I'm not even watching.
Why am I frozen? And then all the other guys are weird.
Adventure time.
Oh my god.
How do I get to our live stream?
If we get a view over there, like a live stream.
Oh, wait, go to YouTube Gaming. Go to Google, type YouTube Gaming at the top.
Can I just type it in here and it'll come
Oh,
up?
it doesn't show up on our
just
channel.
YouTube. It's youtube.gaming/baloney.
Like having a shirt.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can see when she's irritated.
Man, I should send a tweet to all our followers.
Game of Thrones. No.
YouTube Gaming, first one. Yep. Then search within that. Search a bunch of jerks.
Now I search a bunch of jerks.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Blastoise. Just chilling. Bunch of jerks.
Wasn't that our GTA clan?
Yeah, no, it was a bunch of jerks spelled verbatim. Cause 2 days ago, before we made it, a bunch of jerks got taken by some guy.
Yeah, so it was a bunch of jerks.
By a bunch of jerks. Oh my god! All right, join us for a special presidential live stream.
A special treat.
Brought to you by Black Ops.
Brought to you by Black Ops 3.
Oh god, this is the dumbest thing ever. I really hope this does well.
I can't wait to see Trump's intro music.
It's gonna be the John Cena theme.
Yeah. Donald Trump. I love Oktoberfest beer.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you had Travelers?
No, is it good?
Pretty good. Yeah, I
Boom, baby. The tweet is out.
My name's Donald Trump.
The tweet is out. All right. First off, yo, put on your headphones. Tell me if our audio is good enough to withstand that. Those headphones right there.
Up my butt.
Tell us if we need to adjust the levels or such. So you hear them talking, and now I'm gonna just talk about my day. So I woke up at about 12 p.m.
Jesus.
Right?
What were you doing?
Well, actually, I woke up at like
I hear
10.
you're talking.
Would you say that the levels in which we are talking are recognizable? Yet, if you were to tune your hearing, you could still hear the debate.
You can hear it, but you're going to hear a lot of us.
Yeah. Good. I could always turn this up. That's why I'm asking you. Do you think we should turn this up slightly, or would that?
Little bit.
Okay. Let me try that. Ignore what's on the screen right here. Oh, that's maybe too much. I'm gonna try 3 decibels. 3 decibels. 3 freaking decibels. Here it goes.
Put that on like the advertisement.
All right.
3 fucking decibels.
I should probably switch to what we're going to do here. Hold on. Oh my god. All right, this is gonna be crazy. Look at that. Look at that. That is some quality live stream presentation right there.
Wow.
I cannot wait.
I love the minion in the background.
Did you adjust the volume?
Yeah. Is it still a little more? I'm gonna try.
I mean, you could definitely hear them, but like you have to be like.
Try.
It's 901. What the fuck?
Yeah. What the hell is this? Where is my debate?
Now I can't hear anything.
I wanted my debate, damn it. You can't hear it. Are you serious?
I swear to God.
Oh, that's because it's buffering, fool.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Sorry, because our internet's crapping out. Crapping out like hell.
Son of a bitch. Oh, it's back! Ah!
There we go. Hold on.
He's the chaos bringer, not the change agent. Let's remember this.
I just want to make sure our internet doesn't go completely to hell.
It's pretty good now.
Okay, good.
Alright, sweet. Alright,
There's not gonna really be much interactivity in this live stream anyway, so it's okay. It's a little bit delayed. T Martin, yo man, what's up? I'm a jerk, right? Heck yeah, T Martin, you're a jerk. You got him right on the live stream right there. Yo, Joe, you can comment to people.
Yo, man.
I think you're still on my account. Don't put it on the table.
Oh, I am so sorry. That's the third time I forgot that.
Also, where'd our live stream go? Oh, because I gotta
sign
wait,
in.
hold on. Sorry.
Sign in?
That was my bad. Sure. Yeah, sign in. Dude. I'm gonna take it off CNN because I want to be on the... What the heck?
Scream your password.
What the heck? You mean it's baloney.
What's your password?
Password. Duh.
One Google account to end them all. Oh, she maybe should make a gesture. Hold on.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
And the debate is to begin, Jake, with the nationwide poll, a dead heat, and the battleground state poll.
Oh my god, I just got the chills.
Oh man, I'm ready. I'm ready for some America. Look at the flags, they're huge.
You just gotta make it great again.
I can't wait for this country to be great again. It's gonna be the best country ever. Alright, sweet.
This is a great
Lol, how are you?
there, by the way.
Napkin holder?
It's a tissue holder.
It's a tissue holder.
Shot.
Yeah, it's we're at
happens when
Perkins.
you work at 6:45 in the morning.
How are you? There you go, Joe. Now you can talk to
Alright,
us.
nice.
Yo, like T Martin over there.
LOL, how are you,
We are
Bob?
great, T Martin.
Should go without saying.
Oh, T Martin's here? Nice. Finally, now it's a debate.
First time we have a woman
Oh
on
my
this kind
God.
of debate stage.
Oh my god, when this begins momentarily.
Who's the MC?
Been a politician.
I don't know who's hosting it. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's just one dude. Dude, that guy's gonna get criticized so much. Let me get the... Oh, shit.
Oh, it's this guy.
Email me, man.
Hofstra University in Hempstead, New York. I'm Lester.
Oh, it's Lester Holt.
Oh, he's leaving us.
Yo, Jerkin.
Presidential debate. The participants
Peace, all you. Have a great day, okay? All right. Thanks for stepping by, T. Martin.
What a guy.
Presidential debates, a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization. The commission drafted tonight's format, and the rules have been agreed.
There's rules for a debate?
Yeah.
It only seems
There's
fair.
nothing below the belt.
This guy looks like O.J. Simpson.
He might be. No, dude, it's Lester
I'm your
Holt.
moderator, O.J. Simpson.
America's direction and securing.
What do you say about America's erections?
We just gotta secure its erection.
I will ask the same lead-off question to both
Are his glasses crooked?
have up to 2 minutes.
I have no
I
idea.
feel like they like slant down.
No, they're not.
Alright.
You can tell he was adjusting them like an hour before.
They're actually glued to
Yeah,
his head.
stapled to his nose.
Room has agreed to remain silent.
He can only move his head.
Focus on what the candidates are saying.
And his hand.
I will invite you to applaud, however, at this moment as we welcome the candidates. Democratic nominee for President of the United States, Hillary Clinton, and Republican nominee for President of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! Oh, she wore red! She looks... Oh! It's a bull... Hang on! Oh my god, shake your hands! They're friendly! They're friendly!
What is going on? The
Oh
world
my
is-
god. Holy shit.
Oh man.
Craziest.
Are they switching parties tonight, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Today
Fox
we're
News-
coming together to start the new party.
Shitting their pants.
Oh my god,
Look,
the freaking...
she's red from head to toe.
Don't expect us to cover all the issues of this campaign
Oh,
tonight, but
look at that flow. Both of them.
Wow. Yeah, Trump's hair looks pretty good.
Trump, yo, Chris
As good as it can, I guess.
Yeah,
Chris Am in the comments.
like, relatively good.
How exciting, Chris Am. Heck yeah, Chris Am.
belongs to the candidates.
Trump.
Yo, put out the word, buddy. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get some more patriots in the stream.
Brought to you by Black
Chris
Ops
is
3.
really excited.
And your values. So, Let's begin.
We're calling this opening segment Achieving
Holy shit.
Prosperity. And central to that is jobs. There are two.
You can see the height difference.
Do you consider
with the
live-
microphones?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh my god, you're right. He is a tall man.
Yep.
Or she's just really short.
Lizards are pretty short.
Glad to see Hillary dresses like Satan.
Lizards are pretty short.
Paycheck to paycheck. Beginning with you, Secretary.
Coming in honest for a change. Chris is not a Hillary supporter.
To see Hillary dressed like Satan.
Hosting us.
The central.
Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Shut the fuck. It's like, oh, come on.
The future we'll build together.
Today is my granddaughter's
Oh, I'm a human. My heart beats.
My human granddaughters.
Not just those at the top.
That means we need new jobs,
The best jobs, like live streaming.
Yeah.
I want us to invest in you.
Hire us.
I want us to invest in your future.
That means jobs and
That means jobs
infrastructure.
and infrastructure.
We are young entrepreneurs.
Manufacturing.
Innovation,
say that.
technology,
clean renewable energy,
and small business,
and
because
small
most of the new
business,
jobs
because
will
most of the
come
new
from
jobs
small
will come
business.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
small
We
business.
also have to make
We
the
also have
economy
to make the
fairer.
economy fairer.
That starts with
That
raising the
starts
national
with raising the
minimum
national
wage,
minimum wage,
and also
and
guarantee,
also guarantee.
finally,
Oh, the first stumble of the night.
That wasn't a stumble.
That was a stumble. Oh my god.
That was
was
a for dramatic effect.
No, that was a pause because she didn't breathe properly.
not just the executives. at the
Why are you a
top.
better choice to make create
And I want us
jobs?
to
Make create.
My retired aunt.
My retired Aunt Kathy's here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Family and work.
I've heard
I can't
from so
remember.
many
I've
of
heard
you.
from so many.
Breivik versus Evil Lion 2016. Those Pokemon was
So let's have paid
So let's have
family
paid
leave.
Yes,
family
Trump
leave.
2016.
Yes, everyone loves Trump.
Let's be sure we
She's
have
paying
affordable
families to
childcare.
leave.
It is called a bunch of jerks.
How are we gonna do
You're
it?
not
We're
wrong.
gonna do it by having the wealth
If he loses, we should have him on as a
and
guest.
You think you'd come?
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally, we tonight
Finally,
are
we
on
tonight are
the stage
on
together.
My favorite part is looking
Donald
at the face
Trump
of the
and
person that's not talking.
Donald,
Judgment.
it's good to be with you.
Smile.
We're talking about the important issues facing our country. You have to judge us.
You have to
I really
judge
hope he's
us.
not presidential.
Who can
The immense,
shoulder the
awesome
immense
Presidential?
awesome
responsibilities
responsibilities of the
Who
presidency?
can
Who
put into
can
action
put
the
into
plans that will
action
make
the
your life
plans that will
better?
make your life better?
I hope that I will be
hope
able
that
to
I will
earn
be
your
able
vote
to
on
earn your
November
vote
8th.
on
Oh,
November
shit.
8th.
Secretary Clinton,
Not a bad start.
That was solid. What would you say out of 10?
Question to you, it's about putting money, more money,
Maybe like a 6.
I'll give her a 5.
Our jobs are fleeing the country.
Oh, we should get a shot clock. And how long before he brings up Mexicans?
Hold on.
What China is doing to our country in terms of making our product.
I'm gonna say
their currency.
Under a minute?
I'm gonna say under a minute.
And we have a very good fight, and we have a winning fight because they're using our country as a piggy bank to rebuild China, and many other countries are doing the same thing. So we're losing our good jobs, so many of them. When you look at
So
what's
many
happening
gyps
in
Our
New
good
Mexico, a
gyps.
friend of mine who builds plants said it's the 8th wonder of the world. They're building some of
Already
the
lost the
biggest
good
plants anywhere in the world, some of the most sophisticated, some of the best plants. With the United States, as he said, not so much. So Ford
Hold
is
on, I gotta
leaving.
turn this
You
down.
see
Because this is
that
too
their small
loud.
car division leaving. Thousands of jobs, leaving Michigan, leaving Ohio. They're all leaving, and we can't allow it to happen anymore. As far as child care is concerned and so many other things, I think Hillary and I agree on that. We probably disagree a little bit as to numbers and amounts and what we're going to do, but perhaps we'll be talking about that later. But we have to stop our jobs from being stolen from us. We have to stop our
I think you lost, my
companies
friend.
from leaving.
Yeah, no, I lost.
the United States,
It's been this
and
long.
with it,
I think I might have to wait for the
firing
next
all of their
question.
people. All you have to do is take a look at Carrier Air Conditioning in Indianapolis. They fired 1,400 people. They're going to Mexico.
Ah, damn it.
So many hundreds
It was
of
like another
thousands of
minute.
companies are doing this. We cannot let it happen. Under my plan, I'll be reducing taxes tremendously, from 35% to 15% for companies, small and big businesses. That's going to be a job creator like we haven't seen since Ronald Reagan. It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch. Companies will come, they will build, they will expand, new companies will start, and I look very, very much forward to doing it. We have to renegotiate our trade deals, and we have to stop these countries from stealing our companies and our jobs.
Secretary Clinton, would you like to respond?
Well, I think that trade is an important
Trump is
issue.
prepared
Of
for
course,
this
we are
at all?
5% of the world's
He's making us up.
population.
He's
We have to trade
improving.
the other 95%.
Yeah, that's like his thing.
And
He's
we
like, I
need
don't
to
prepare
have
for
smart, fair
There's no
trade
way.
deals.
They had to prep
We
him.
also, though, need to have a tax system that rewards
His
work,
wife.
and not just financial transactions. And the kind of
Put on the
plan
fucking
that
blue
Donald has
tie.
put forth would be
His
trickle-down
name would
economics
be-
all over
if he
again.
put on a
In
red
fact, it
tie.
would be the most extreme
Hey, lady.
version of the
It was
biggest
like, what the
tax
fuck?
cuts for,
He said we were gonna do
the
this.
top
He's
throwing a
percent
curveball.
people in this country than we've ever had.
His knot doesn't
I
even
call
look
it
good.
Yeah,
Trickle
honestly, that looks like a
down.
knot.
He
that
should have
I-
gone with a
That's
Windsor.
exactly
Let me
what
tell
it
you.
would be.
Yep, yeah.
That
Maybe
is
even a
not
double.
how we
Pat, what
grow
kind of
the
suit is that?
economy. We just have
A black
different
suit.
view
Yes.
Wow.
of what's best
suit
for
is
growing the
not
economy,
black.
how we make investments that
I was
will
talking about
actually
Hillary's
produce
suit.
jobs and rising incomes.
Metal.
I think we come at
Sure,
it
suit of
from
armor.
somewhat different
God.
perspectives. I understand that. You know, Donald was very fortunate in his life, and that's all to his
that the
benefit.
first stone?
He
Oh, shit.
started
Think
his
so.
business with $14 million borrowed from
Function
his
not
father.
available. Pat, are they
and he
shutting
really
down our TV?
believes
Did they find us
that
already?
The
No,
more
no,
you
no.
help wealthy people, the better off we'll be, and that everything will work out from there. I don't buy that.
Okay, I just got to make sure that's
I
not an
have a
echo
different
coming from the
experience.
TV.
My father
when
was
it's
a
too
small
loud.
businessman.
Thanks,
He
audio
worked
guy.
really hard.
Thanks, no
He
problem.
painted drapery fabrics
I'm the audio
on
guy here, folks.
Long tables where he pulled out those
Inverted
fabrics
colors.
and he went down
Yeah, exactly.
to the
You
silk
can pick up on the
screen
same
and dumped
things.
the paint in
Yeah.
and took the squeegee and kept going. And so what I believe is the more we can do for the middle class, the more we can invest
Fight.
in you,
What is
your
he fighting?
education,
Just throw a
your
punch.
skills, your
Come
future,
on.
the better
think he's
we will
thinking
be
about?
off and the better we'll grow. That's the kind of economy I want us to see again.
Let me follow up with Mr.
That's- he's thinking about it.
You
It's
talked
actually a
about
good idea.
creating $25 million to bring back millions of,
No, that
of
makes
jobs
sense.
for Americans. How are we going to bring back the industries that have left this country for cheaper labor overseas? How specifically are you going to tell American manufacturers that you have to come back?
Well, for
We're gonna
one
hold them
thing,
hostage.
and before we start
their
on
children
that,
hostage.
my father
He said the jobs are
gave me a
leaving.
very small loan in 1975, and I built it into a
Where are
company
they
that's
going?
worth
Just
many,
walking
many
away?
billions
What,
of
they're just
dollars.
getting
with
up
some
and
of the
leaving?
Yeah.
greatest
They're
assets
moving
They're
out.
going to in Nabisco. They went to
Because
Mexico.
that's
He's
the
not
kind of
even.
thinking
He's
that our
boycotting
country needs. Our
Oreos
country's
because
in
of
deep
Nabisco.
trouble.
Didn't you hear?
We don't know what
Boycotting
we're doing when it
Oreos?
comes to devaluations and all of these countries all over the world, especially China. They're the
Is that the third?
best.
Yeah, we should really get a
at
China
it.
count going.
What they're doing to us is
we're at
Mexico
three.
very,
counts.
very
We'll
sad
start now.
thing. So we have to do that. We have to renegotiate our trade deals. And Lester, they're taking our jobs, they're giving incentives, they're doing things that frankly we don't do. Let me give you the example of Mexico.
that's two
They have a
Mexicos.
VAT tax. We're in a different system.
Third Mexico.
It's a lot of
When we
Mexico.
sell
China's
into
beating Mexico so far.
There's a tax. When they
Sounds
sell
about right.
into
But America's beating both of them.
16% approximately. When they sell into us, there's no tax. It's a defective agreement. It's been defective for a long time, many years, but the politicians haven't done anything about it. Now, in all fairness to Secretary Clinton, yes, is that okay? Good. I want you to be very happy.
Oh my
In all
God.
fairness to Secretary Clinton, when she started talking about this, it was really very recently. She's
Every
been
time
doing this
No
for
way.
years.
He's actually doing it. He's
Why
being.
hasn't
He's
she
not
made the
going.
agreements better?
He's not going the
NAFTA
Undertaker.
agreement is
Not yet.
defective just
Yeah, it's
because of
very
the tax
early.
and
I guess.
regulations,
Very
but
early.
just
But he's
because of
trying.
the
That's
Every
the
time
thing.
Trump says Mexico or
Secretary
China, you
Clinton
drink.
and other
Like, his skin is still like a light
politicians
shade of
should have been doing
tan.
this for years.
Wait for, like,
Not
later.
Right now, because
Is
of
this the
fact
first time
that
you've
we've
shown your
created
faces on
a
camera?
movement.
Heck yeah, it is.
They
This is
should
the
have
face
been
reveal.
doing this
Oh,
for
God, it
years.
is.
Yeah, that's
What's
Phil.
happened to our
Patrick,
jobs and
I'm
our
Joe.
country and our
What's up?
economy
That's lies.
generally is, look, we owe $20 trillion. We cannot do it any longer, Lester.
Back to the question,
We
though, how
saved
do
it
you
for the
bring back,
presidential debate.
specifically bring back jobs, American
Perfect.
manufacturing?
Yo,
It only
5
makes
views.
sense.
5 views. We're hitting
Well, the
prime
first thing you
time.
do is don't let
We're
the
hitting
jobs
Game of
leave.
Thrones levels
The
here.
companies are leaving. I could name, I mean, there are thousands of them. They're leaving, and they're leaving in bigger numbers than ever. And what you do is you say, fine, you want to go to Mexico or
Or
some
we're
other
even.
country, good luck. We wish you a lot of luck.
So we're at
But
3
if you
Mexicos
think
and
you're
3
gonna
Chinas.
make
Yeah,
your
Mexico
air
tied it up.
conditioners or your cars or your cookies or whatever you make and bring
Oreos,
them into our
cough,
country
cough.
without a tax, you're wrong. And once you
He won't
say
say
you're
that
going to have to
like that.
tax them coming in, and our politicians
Sandwich
never do
cookies with
this
white cream in the
because
middle.
they have special interests, and the special interests want those companies to leave because in many cases they own the companies. So what I'm saying is we can stop them from leaving. We have to stop them from leaving, and that's a big, big factor.
Let me let Secretary Clinton get
Well, let's stop for a
she's
second
poisoning.
and
Been holding on to
remember
that
where
for
we
a
were
while.
8
she's
years
chuckling.
ago. we had the worst financial crisis, the Great Recession, the worst since the 1930s. That was in large part because
The
of tax
adrenaline.
policies that
His eyes just get like
taxes on
blood
the wealthy,
red.
What we don't know
failed
is Trump
to
is also
invest
playing
in
the
the middle
drinking game.
class, took their eyes off of Wall Street, and created a
Alcohol
perfect
poisoning,
storm.
here we go.
In fact, Donald was one of the people who rooted for the housing crisis. He said back in 2006, gee, I hope it does collapse because then I can go in and buy some and make some money. Well, it did collapse.
That's called business, by the way.
9 million people.
Sweet.
9 million people lost their jobs.
It's coming out.
5
Yes,
million
the bottom
people
teeth.
lost their homes,
That's
and
when you see the
$13
bottom
trillion
teeth, this is-
in family wealth was wiped
does he
out.
pop the
now,
top button?
we have come back from
Pulls his tie
that
down.
abyss, and it has not been easy. So
His
we're
tie's already
now
out.
on
His
the
tie's breaching.
precipice
Oh my God.
of
Did
you just
having
blow on
a
it? Did you guys see
potentially
that?
It was
much
hot.
better
That's
economy.
boiling
but
water.
the
He only
last
drinks
thing we need
boiling
to do
water.
is to go back to the policies
This water isn't
that
hot enough.
failed us in the first place. Independent experts have looked at what I've proposed and looked at what Donald's proposed, and basically they've said this, that if his tax plan, which would blow up the debt by over $5 trillion,
Nope.
and would,
Is that
in some
milk? Yeah.
instances, disadvantage middle-class families compared to the wealthy, were to go into effect, we would lose 3.5 million jobs and maybe have another recession. They've looked at my plans and they've
Good
said,
job,
okay,
Hillary.
if we can do this, and I intend to
You
get
get a
it
gold
done,
star.
we will have 10 million more
They
new
also
jobs.
said,
Pretty
I'm
good.
Because
very,
we will be
very
making
good-looking.
investments where
Very
we can grow
charismatic.
the economy.
said that's a
Take
great
clean
shade of red.
energy. Some country is going to be the clean energy superpower of the 21st century. Donald thinks that climate change is a hoax perpetrated by the Chinese. I think it's real.
I did
think
not.
Science is
I do
real.
not say that.
And I think
I
it's
do not
important
say
that we
I'm glad he got his point
grip
across.
this and deal with it,
Chinese
both at
invented
home
global
and
warming.
abroad. And here's what we can do. We
Along
can
with Al
deploy
Gore.
500 million more
That's the
solar
selling
panels.
point.
We can have enough clean energy to power every home. We can build a new modern electric grid. That's a lot
Al
of
Gore,
jobs.
and
That's a
Van
lot of
Derbeek.
new economic activity.
So it looks like
I've
Hill
tried
Dog's
to
going
be
on the
very
offensive, kind of.
specific
I didn't
about what
expect
we
that.
can
Of course.
and should do, and I am determined that we're going to get the economy really moving again, building on the
Do you think if
progress
they
we've
were
made
to
over the
evolve
last
into a
8 years, but
fist fight, that
never
bill would
going
come
back to what got us in trouble in the first place.
Mr. Trump.
She talks about solar panels. We invested in a solar company, our country. That was a disaster. They lost plenty of money on that one. Now, look, I'm a great
country invested in
believer
a solar company?
in all forms of energy. But we're putting
Yes.
a lot of
Yes.
people out of work. Our energy
We did.
policies are a disaster. Our country is losing so
where the hell
much
is my
in
vote on
terms
that?
of energy, in terms of paying off our debt. You can't do what you're looking to do with 20 trillion in debt. The Obama administration, from the time they've come in, is over 230 years worth of debt.
I did
And
not
he's
expect him
topped
to bring
it.
Obama
He's
up
doubled
first,
it
though.
in a course of
I did.
almost
Obama.
8
Yeah.
years, 7.5 years to be semi-exact. So I will tell you this.
I just found out
We have
Barack Obama
to
was
do
born in America a couple
much
weeks ago.
better
Yeah?
job
Yeah.
at keeping our
Well, the
jobs.
Chinese
And we
invent
have to do a
everything.
much better job at giving companies incentive to build new companies or to expand because they're not doing it. And all you have to do is look at Michigan and look at Ohio and look at all of these places where so many of their jobs and their companies are just leaving. They're gone. And Hillary, I just ask you this. You've been doing this for 30 years. Why are you just thinking about these solutions right now? For 30 years you've been doing it, and now you're just starting to think of solutions.
If this was a primary debate,
I
there'd be
will
shoes
bring
right
back
there.
jobs. You can't
Because
bring
they
Well,
stabilize
actually,
everything for the presidential.
I have
ones.
thought about this quite a bit.
Yeah, for 30 years.
Well, not quite
Nice
that
wink,
long.
Hillary.
I think my husband did a pretty good job in the 1990s. I think a lot about what worked and how we can make it work again.
Well, he
3
approved
million
NAFTA.
new
He
jobs, a
approved NAFTA.
balanced budget.
Oh, yes,
Approved in this
Incomes
country.
How
went
long-
up for everybody.
19 minutes.
Manufacturing jobs
Laugh
went
if
up
she
also in the
collapses. Yeah, imagine if she just passed out, and then Trump went to help her. And like,
Seizure
When I was in the
incoming.
Senate,
Yes.
I had a number of
pneumonia's
trade
coming
deals
back.
that came before me.
God, and then he
And
like
I held
carries
them
her
all
off
to
the
the same
stage
test.
like the death of
Will
Batman
they
or
create
whatever.
jobs in America? Will they raise incomes in America? And are they good for
always
our
loved
national
you.
security? Some of them I voted for. The biggest one, a multinational one known as CAFTA, I voted against. And because
30
I
years.
hold the same standards as I look at all of these trade deals. But let's not assume that trade
always
is
growling.
the only challenge we have in the economy.
Yeah, they definitely turn off his
I
mic for
think
this
it
part.
is part of it, and I said what I'm going to do. We're going to have a special prosecutor. We're going to enforce the trade deals we have, and we're going to hold people accountable. When I was Secretary of
Makes me want to play
State,
Civilization.
we actually
Right?
increased
I started a game not too
American
long ago.
exports globally
Civ 6 is coming out in
30%.
November.
We
It's
increased
coming out in
them
November?
to China
Should I get it?
50%. So I
think so.
know how to really work to get
Do they have a
new jobs
presidential
and to get
debate?
exports
Debate,
and help
yeah.
to create more.
That's one of the
new
DLCs.
jobs.
When you haven't done it in 30 years
Press
or
X to
26
interject.
years,
Well,
any number you
I've
wanna-
been a senator,
You haven't
Donald,
done it.
and
You haven't
I
done
have
it.
been a
And excuse
Secretary
me,
of State, and I have
Your
done.
husband signed
Don't
NAFTA,
talk
which is
shit
one of the
about
worst
my
things that
husband.
ever happened
Well,
to the
that's your
manufacturing
opinion.
industry.
That is your
You
opinion.
go to
Already.
New England, you go to Ohio, Pennsylvania, you go anywhere you want, Secretary Clinton, and you will see devastation where manufacturing is down 30, 40, sometimes 50%. NAFTA is the worst trade deal maybe ever signed anywhere, but certainly ever signed in this country. And now you want to approve Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Dude,
You were
Reddit-
totally in
Reddit's
favor of
having a
it,
boner right
then you
now.
heard what
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
They
saying,
hate
how
the
bad it
TPP.
is, and you said, I can't win that debate. But
So do
you
both
know
of
that
them,
if you
if
did
I
win,
thought
you would
correctly.
approve
No,
that.
he
That
does,
would be
she
almost as bad as NAFTA.
doesn't.
Nothing will ever top that.
Oh,
That is
gotcha.
just not accurate. I was against it once it was finally negotiated and the terms were laid out. I wrote about that in.
You called it the gold
She
standard.
smiles when she's
Well, I
nervous.
You called it the gold standard of trade
Oh, yeah.
deals. You,
You know
said it's
what?
the finest deal you've ever seen.
No.
And then you heard what I said about it, and all of a sudden you were against it.
Well, Donald, I know you live in your own reality.
Huh.
But
Oh,
that is
yo, I
not
love the zingers.
the facts. The facts are, I did say I hoped it would be a good deal, but when it was negotiated.
No.
So is it
No, you.
Obama's fault? Is it President Obama's fault?
Even announced. Look, there
Secretary,
are different,
is it President Obama's fault?
There are
Because
different-
he's pushing it.
There are different views about what's good for our country, our economy, and our leadership in the world. I think it's important
No one's gonna know we
look
laugh
at
at
what
too,
we need to do to get the economy
can't hear it on the
going.
audio.
That's why I said
That was
new
us laughing at
jobs
us.
with rising incomes, investments.
It's gonna be an
not
endless
in more
loop.
tax cuts that would add $5 trillion to the debt.
But you have no
in
plan.
Oh, I do.
Secretary,
in fact,
you
I
have no
written
plan.
a book about it. It's called Stronger Together. You can pick it up
That's
tomorrow.
about all you
at
can
the
say.
Stronger
bookstore
Together.
or at
That
an
book flopped,
airport near
apparently.
you.
We're going to move
Which
through.
one?
But it's
Stronger Together is a new
because
book
I see this,
written
we
by
need to have strong
her and her
growth,
VP.
fair growth.
Was it really written by
sustained
her?
growth.
Because I know Trump
We
also
have
wrote a
to
book,
look
and then
at
like
how
the guy
we
who
help
actually wrote it
families
came out and
balance
was like, "Yo, this guy's
the
a dick."
responsibilities at
Oh, yeah,
home
the
and
co-author.
responsibilities
Yeah, no,
in
the
business.
ghostwriter.
So we
Oh,
have
whatever.
a
Yeah.
very
Art of the Deal.
robust
Yeah,
set
The Art of the Deal, that
plans.
one.
The Art of the
And people
Deal.
who
Have you
looked
read
at
it?
Both of our
Well,
plans
let's
have
put a smile on
concluded
her face.
that mine would create
smiles
10
when she's
million
on the brink of a
jobs,
seizure.
and yours would lose us 1.5 million jobs and explode
You are
the
going
debt,
to approve one of
which
the
would
biggest tax
have
cuts
a
in
recession.
history. You are going to approve one of the biggest tax increases in history. You are going to drive business
Not-
out. Your regulations.
What
are
would
a
you do if she
disaster,
did
and you're
that?
gonna
Oh,
have to
flipped it on him.
And by
Nah.
the way,
No,
my
you.
tax cut is the
Yeah?
biggest
Well,
since
we
Ronald
want to say
Reagan.
about that? Trump stakes.
It will create tremendous numbers
Trump
of new
University.
jobs.
Not
Just
bad.
no
Regulations,
context.
You are going to regulate these businesses out of existence. When I go around, Lester, I tell you this, I've been all
Lester.
over. And when I go around, despite the tax
I don't even remember the question.
Have you been kicked off YouTube yet?
I feel like they're just like talking shit about each other right now.
Nope.
Still on there.
Still
Still
on
going
there.
strong.
Brought to you by Black Ops 3.
The truth. And new companies cannot form, and old companies are going out of business. And
Oh,
you
kill
want to
streak.
increase the regulations and make them even worse.
I was thinking
I'm
of
gonna
doing
keep
that, adding like
regulations.
little
Hit
like,
markers.
I was gonna add hit markers, but I didn't know how to do
You're
it.
gonna
Not-
raise taxes
I could do that on
End of story.
Yeah,
do that
on,
by the
on,
next
the,
one.
on the next.
We're gonna
Yeah,
move
get hit
to
markers.
the next segment. We're gonna talk taxes.
That can't be left
Please
to
just take
stand.
30
You know,
seconds, then we're
I
gonna go
kind
on.
of assumed that there would be a lot of these
Have you not
charges
been
and
cut off for
claims.
copyright?
And
I don't
so
know.
we have taken the
Guys, don't get a
homepage
strike, I
of my
love you.
website,
We'll be fine.
HillaryClinton.com. We turned it into
This isn't,
a
like,
fact
super
checker.
illegal or anything.
So
We have
if
3
you wanna
people
see
watching
in
us, so I think we're
real
fine.
time what the facts are, please go and take a look. Because
And
what
take a
I
look
have
at mine
proposed
also,
would
and
not
you'll see.
add a penny to the debt, and your plans would add $5 trillion to the
No,
debt.
you.
What I have proposed would cut
Your mom.
regulations and streamline them for small businesses. What I have proposed would be paid for by raising taxes on the wealthy because they have made all the gains in the economy.
Now she's talking
and
about
I
the
think
gays.
it's time that the wealthy and corporations
They
pay
made
their
the
fair
gays.
share
They
to
invented
support
them.
this
Well, you just opened the next segment.
Well,
which is
look, could I just finish?
Ah, the humidifier. God damn it.
The
humidifier. She's going to raise taxes $1.3 trillion.
Trump,
And look at her website. You know what? It's no different than this. She's telling us how to fight ISIS. Just go to her website. She tells you
How to fight ISIS.com.
General Douglas MacArthur would like that too much.
The next segment, we're continuing
Well,
the
at
subject
least
of.
I have a plan to fight ISIS.
He does.
No, you're
It's a
telling
secret.
the enemy everything you want to do.
No, we're not.
See, you're telling the enemy everything you want to do. No wonder you've been fighting. No wonder you've been fighting ISIS your entire adult life.
Folks,
Go to the police, the fact checkers, get
folks,
to work.
you are unpacking a lot here, and we're still on the issue of achieving prosperity. And I want to talk about
So neither of you have managed to answer the question.
Concerns the wealthy. Secretary Clinton, you're calling for a tax increase in the wealthiest Americans. I'd like you to further defend that. And Mr. Trump, you're calling for tax cuts
Hillary
for the
would just use
wealthy.
her catheter.
I'd like you to defend that. And this next 2-minute
Of what
answer
they
goes
need
to you.
toilet.
Well, I'm really calling for
I want a
major
president with a
jobs
strong
because
bladder,
the wealthy
okay?
are going to
If you
create
don't have a strong bladder, get out of this
tremendous
country.
jobs. They're
Yeah,
gonna expand
honestly,
their
you're gonna be, like,
companies. They're gonna do a
excusing yourself in the middle of
tremendous
State of the Union
job. I'm
addresses.
getting rid of the carried
Embarrassing.
interest provision, and if you really look, it's not a tax. It's really not a great thing for the wealthy. It's a great thing for the middle class. It's a great thing for companies to expand. And when these people are going to put billions and billions of dollars into companies, and when they're going to bring $2.5 trillion back from overseas, where they can't bring the money back because politicians
he's
like
pulling these numbers
Secretary
out of?
Clinton won't
I don't know,
allow
you can
them
make any
to
number
bring the
up and
money
just
back
see, like,
because the taxes
90%
are
of all
so onerous
analysts
and
agree
the
that
bureaucratic red tape.
statistics are
So
wrong.
what-
16
they're
trillion.
doing is they're leaving our country.
He would be a good
and they're,
Dr.
Believe
Evil.
it or not, leaving because taxes are too high, and because some of them have lots of money outside of our country, and instead of bringing it back and putting the money to work because they can't work out a deal to, and everybody agrees it should be brought back. Instead of that, they're leaving our country to get their money because they can't bring their money back into our country because of bureaucratic red tape, because they can't get together, because we have a president that can't sit them around the table.
He's such a, he said like his things are always like,
Republicans
Yeah,
and
yeah, this is his,
Democrats
like, this is
agree.
his
yeah,
statement.
that thing right there.
1 trillion.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
happen to think it's double that. It's probably 5
Trillion.
we can bring into our country, Lester. And
There it is.
the little
God,
leadership
that's such a
Just
Trump
like
thing.
an A-okay.
So like unique
A-okay.
too. A-okay.
could be put to use
I don't
on the
think he, like, when I do
overseas and
okay,
lots
I
of
accentuate,
other
like,
things,
this
and
part
they
of my
would be
hand. I feel like he
beautiful. But we
accentuates,
have
like,
no
It's like
leadership.
it's like he's not even
That
using
Trillion,
starts
yeah.
with
It's like he's trying to like
Secretary
look at this.
All right,
Yeah.
you have 2 minutes on the same question to defend.
She is hysterically
tax
laughing.
increases
Yeah,
on
she doesn't know what to
wealthy
do.
She's trying to
She's-
Ronald Reagan
She's dying
this.
on the
I have a
inside.
She's
feeling
trying to
by the
Ronald
end of
Reagan
this
this right
evening, I'm
now.
gonna be blamed for everything that's ever happened.
Oh!
Why not? Yeah, why not? Just join the debate by saying more crazy things.
Nice
now,
burn.
Let me say
Hey, there's nothing crazy
is
about not letting our
absolutely the
companies
case.
bring their money back into their country.
This is Secretary Clinton's 2 minutes.
Let's start the clock
Nah,
again,
fuck you.
Lester. We've looked at your tax proposals. I don't see changes in corporate tax rates or the kinds of proposals you're referring to that would cause the
He is parched.
repatriation, bringing
He
back
is.
of money that's stranded overseas.
I don't think she's
happen
taking a
to
sip of water
You
yet.
didn't read
that.
it.
She doesn't
I
need
happen to
it.
support
She
that.
just needs a heat lamp.
Work to our benefit. But when I look at what you have proposed, you have what is called now the Trump loophole, because it would so advantage you and the business you do. You've proposed
gave it that
an
name?
approach that
Hillary's
has
2
a
minutes.
$4 billion
Secretary Clinton's 2
tax
minutes.
benefit for your family.
Do they
And
get
when you
water
look at
refills?
what you are
How much for my
proposing, it is, as I said,
They have to ration their water for the debate.
Trickle-down did not work.
That'd be
It
oh,
got
that'd
us
be
into the mess
like,
we were in 2008 and 9. Slashing taxes on the wealthy hasn't worked, and a lot of really smart, wealthy people know that. And they are saying, hey, we need to do more to make the contributions we should be making to rebuild the middle class. I don't think top-down works in America. I think building the middle class, investing in the middle class, making college debt-free so more young people can get their education, helping people refinance their their debt from college at a lower rate. Those are the kinds of things that will really boost the economy. Broad-based, inclusive growth is what we need in America, not more
Like, what compilations do you think are
going to
be on the internet
at
tomorrow?
the very top.
Definitely all his mic adjustments.
Yes.
Typical politician, all talk, no
Not-
action, sounds good,
wrong.
doesn't work, never going to happen. Our country is suffering because people like Secretary Clinton have made such bad decisions in terms of our jobs and in terms of what's going on. Now, look, we have the worst
Where's the
revival
A that I'm
of
missing
an
in
economy
jobs?
since the Great Depression. And believe me, we're in a bubble right
It's
now.
not the way
and
I
the
was
only thing
taught.
that looks
You
good
wouldn't
is the stock
understand.
market. But if you raise interest rates even a little bit, that's going to come crashing down. We are in a big, fat, ugly bubble. And we better be awfully careful. And we have a Fed that's doing political things.
That should be America's
This
new
Janet
slogan.
Yellen of the
What?
Fed.
A political
fat
thing.
ugly.
Oh, whoa, we got a
Is
new
doing
person.
political by keeping the interest rates at this level.
Tiogon B
And
says
believe me,
hi.
the
Oh,
day
what up?
Obama goes off
What
and
up,
he leaves
Tiogon?
and he goes out to the
I think I
golf
consider
course for
myself
the
a
rest of
cultural
his life to play
libertarian.
golf.
Hashtag
When they
Gamergate
raise interest
2016.
rates,
Oh, yeah, Black Ops
you're
3.
gonna see some very bad things
Brought to you by
happen
Black Ops
because
3.
the
Thank
Fed
you.
is not doing their job. The
Pre-order
Fed
Black Ops
is
3
being
now.
more political than Secretary Clinton.
Mr. Trump, we're talking about the burden that Americans have to pay, yet you have not released your tax returns.
here it comes.
How many times?
He's on audit. He's under audit.
For decades,
Nobody
so that
cares. Nobody cares about the
Yeah,
tax
yeah,
returns.
yeah, yeah.
He's under audit.
I'm
If the
really
potential
rich.
president owes money
Just
to
trust
who
me.
he knows
You're gonna
it
have to trust me on that.
and any business conflicts. Don't Americans have a right to know if there are any conflicts of interest?
I don't mind releasing. I'm under a routine audit, and it'll be released. And as soon as the audit's finished,
Oh, he's
it'll
sweating.
be released.
Look at
But
him.
You will
He's
learn
steaming
more
up.
about Donald Trump by going down to the federal elections, where I filed a 104-page, essentially financial statement of sorts. The
Financial
forms that
statement
they
of
have.
sorts.
It shows income. In
Yeah.
fact, the income. I just looked.
I had to fill one
today.
out last week.
The income is filed at $694 million for this past year. $694 million. If you would have
Chris,
told me
I'm
I was
from
going to make
UK.
that
You
15
got
or
a lot
20
of
years
UK
ago, I
people.
would have been very
Yeah.
surprised.
We're
But
really
that's the
making
kind
waves.
of thinking that our country needs.
'Cause of the time
when we have a
splitters.
country
Yeah,
that's
you're
doing
right.
so badly, that's
Do you think we could set up like a
ripped off by
third
every
monitor with time
single
splitters on the
country
side so we
in
could
the
like
I'd have to have a
world?
webcam or
It's the
something set up
kind
with
of
that.
thinking that our country
Twinsies.
needs, because everybody, Lester, we have a trade deficit with all of the countries that we do business with of almost $800 billion
Are there
a
other-
year.
where the other
You know what that
beers?
is?
In the
That
fridge.
means who's
Oh, shit.
negotiating these trade
That's a
deals?
lot of work.
We have
Yeah,
people
if you're gonna make a
that are
trip, though,
political
I wouldn't
hacks
mind.
Do you all want one?
negotiating our trade deals.
The IRS has an
Excuse me.
audit
Two
of
each.
your
There's only three.
taxes.
Yeah.
No, there's three each.
You're perfectly
Yeah,
free
two
to
each,
release
two each,
tax
yeah, three each.
taxes.
Just turn into a 9-pack.
I can be cut in half.
Well, I
Alright,
told you, I will release them as soon as the audit. Look, I've been under audit almost for 15 years. I know a lot of wealthy people that have never been audited. I said, do you get audited? I get audited almost every year. And in a way, I should be complaining. I'm not even complaining. I don't mind it. It's almost become a way of life. I get audited by the IRS, but other people don't. I will say this. We have a situation in this
Put it on the
country
table.
Oh my
that
God.
has to be taken care of. I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes.
I got you.
When she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted. And as soon as she releases
You'll hear
them,
it.
They're fighting, they're fighting.
I will release my tax returns, and that's against my lawyers. They say don't do it. I will tell you this. No, in
Such a
fact,
gentleman.
watching
And a scholar.
shows, reading the papers.
Thank you. I don't want to put it on the table.
Almost
What if I put it on the
everyone
mouse
says,
pad?
"Don't
Will that work?
release your
I'm just gonna put it in my
returns."
shoe.
Yeah, the shoe works. Shoe cozy.
Don't do it. But I would go against them if she releases her
So
email.
it's negotiable?
Oh, they just dropped
It's
emails.
not negotiable. No, let her release the email. Why did she delete 33,000?
Well, I'll let her ask that, but let me just admonish the audience one more time. There was an agreement. We did ask you to be silent, so it would be helpful for us. Secretary Clinton.
Well, I think you've just seen another example of bait and switch here. For 40 years, every
He's not hitting her.
has released their tax returns. You can go.
He definitely
and
like
see,
made a jump
really, I
though,
think
like he was
39,
about to.
40 years of our
He just
tax
wiped his
returns, but everyone
stash.
has done it. We know the IRS has made clear there is no
I like his kissy face.
prohibition
There it is,
on
more water.
releasing it
Drink up.
when you're under audit. So you've got to
Lick
ask
those lips.
yourself, why won't he release his tax returns? And I think there may be a couple of reasons. First, maybe he's not as rich as he says he is.
Oh,
Second, maybe he's not as charitable
He's
as he
so
claims
sweaty.
to be.
Not
Third,
one drop of
we
sweat.
don't know all of his business dealings.
I don't think he sweats
we
anymore. to be
No,
honest.
he definitely has
through
some type of
investigative
sweat-proof
reporting that
cream
he
on
owes
him
about
or something.
$650
He rubbed
million
deodorant all over
to
his
Wall
face.
Street and foreign banks. Or maybe he doesn't want the American people, all of you watching tonight, to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes, because the only years that anybody's ever seen were a couple of years when he had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino
that
license,
strength.
and they showed
That's
he
like
didn't pay
the
any federal
it's like a
Jersey
movie.
casinos. Vote
So
yes.
That makes
if
me
he's
smart.
paid zero, that means zero for troops, zero for vets, zero for schools or
not-
health. And I think probably
This
he's
is what
not
happens when Trump
all
tries
that
to be humble.
enthusiastic about having the rest of our country
Yeah, he
see
agrees.
what the reasons are, because
Hey,
it must
alright,
be
you got me.
something really important, even terrible, that he's trying to hide. And the financial disclosure
bad.
statement,
Oh, it's bad.
they
Mic
don't give you
adjustment.
the tax
Yeah.
rate. They don't
Gotta
give
pick
you
up his,
all the
his rebuttal.
details that tax returns
Did you
would.
see his eyes right there?
Yes.
It just
Those were the
seems
biggest
to
I've
me
ever seen his
that
eyes.
This is something that the American people deserve to see, and I have no reason to believe that he's ever going to release his tax returns, because there's something he's hiding. And we'll guess. We'll keep guessing at what it might be that he's hiding. But I think the question is,
whoa.
were he ever
What?
to get near the
did the
White
hand
House,
thing.
What?
would
Oh,
be
she's
his
turning
tax
into
return?
Trump.
Oh my God,
Does
they're
he
the
owe
same
money
person.
to? Well, he owes you the answers to that, and
I
he
mean,
should
you know what's
provide them.
weird?
He
Like,
also
what do you think, like,
raised
a
the
male
issue of
version
your
of Hillary
emails. You wanna
Clinton would look
respond to
like?
that?
I do.
Yeah.
You know, I made a mistake using a private email.
At least if Trump destroys
And
the country,
if I
it'll
had
be
to do it over
lulz.
again, I would
Clinton will do it
obviously do
boringly.
it
That's so
because
true, though.
I'm not gonna
That's
get
so true.
excuses. It was a mistake, and I take responsibility for that.
Mr. Trump?
Who do you think will play Hillary in the movie
That was more than
that
a
they make
mistake.
of this? The HBO series,
That was
at least.
done
Brad Pitt.
purposely.
Sorry, balls.
That was not a mistake. That was done
Brad
purposely. When you have your staff
Tom Hanks would be
taking the
good.
Fifth Amendment,
Tom Hanks kind
taking
of
the Fifth,
looks like.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think Tom
you
Hanks would
have
do a
the
good
man
Hillary
that set
Clinton.
up the
Oh my
illegal
God,
server
he's too tall
taking
though.
the Fifth. I think it's disgraceful. And believe me, this country thinks it's disgraceful. It really thinks it's disgraceful.
I talked to
also.
them.
Really?
As far as my
I was
tax
talking to the
returns,
country just a couple minutes ago. They told
you
me.
don't
Just
learn
got off the
much
phone
from
with
it,
them.
I can tell you. You learn a lot from financial disclosure, and you should go down and take a look at that. The other thing,
She
I'm
is a nervous
extremely
smiler.
underleveraged.
Yeah, she is.
The report that said 650, which, by the way, a lot of friends of mine that know my business said, boy, that's really not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money relative to what I had. The buildings that were in question, they said in the same report, which was actually wasn't even a bad story, to be honest with you, but the buildings are worth $3.9 billion. And the 650 isn't even on that. But it's not 650, it's much less than that. But I could give you a list of banks. I would, if that would help you, I would give you a list of banks. These are very fine institutions, very fine banks. I could do that very quickly. I am very underleveraged. I have a great company. I have a tremendous income. And the reason I say that is not in a braggadocious way. It's because it's about time that this country had somebody running it that has an idea about money. When we have $20 trillion in debt and our country's a mess, you know, it's one thing to have $20 trillion in debt and our roads are good and our bridges are good
he's
and
like
everything's in great
boiling.
shape. Our airports are
He's
like
gonna
from a
capsize.
third
He's gonna cap.
world
I would like to have
country.
someone
You
with like
landed
an
LaGuardia.
infrared
You landed
like sensor
Kennedy. You landed
to measure the
Newark.
temperature of their
So red.
foreheads. Yeah.
What's the hottest color?
Dubai,
Is it red?
Qatar, you see these
All would be red.
coming from China. You see these
She would just be
incredible
blue.
airports. And you
No
landed
heat coming
She's a
from her
cadaver.
body.
third world country.
She's an animal.
Because lizards are
We have $20 trillion, and we're a mess. We haven't even started. And we've spent $6 trillion in the Middle East, according to a report that I just saw.
What's with the trillions?
Looks like it's $6 trillion in the Middle East.
the only
We could have
currency he
rebuilt our
knows.
country twice. And it's
That's how
really
tremendously
and it's
rich he is.
politicians like Secretary
Do you guys take $1
Clinton
trillion?
Can
you guys break a trillion?
We're a debtor nation. We're a
$1 trillion
serious
bill.
debtor nation, and we have a country that needs new roads, new tunnels, new bridges, new airports, new schools, new hospitals, and we don't have the money because it's been squandered on so many of your ideas.
Boom!
Because you haven't paid any federal income tax for a lot of years. And the other thing I think is important
It
to
would be
point out
squandered too.
if your
One,
main
two,
claim
three.
to be president of the United States is your business, then I think we should talk about that. You know, your campaign manager said
She's been saying
that
this one since the
you
beginning.
built
She's about to
a lot
drop
of
the hill
businesses
dog
on the
bomb.
backs of little
Hill
guys.
bomb.
I think it's early
And
though.
indeed, I have met a lot of the
kinda
people
early to
This is
drop.
one of her
who were
bombs.
stiffed
How many
by
bombs does
you
she
and your
have?
businesses.
I'd say she has
Donald.
like 2.
I've met dishwashers, painters, architects, glass installers, marble installers, drapery installers, like my dad was, who you refused to pay when they finished the work that you asked them to do. We have an architect in the audience who designed one of your clubhouses at one of your golf courses.
Bring up Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban's in the
It's
audience
a
right now.
beautiful facility.
Cena's gonna cut a
immediately
deal.
was put to use, and you wouldn't pay what the man needed to be paid, what he was charging you.
Maybe
to
he didn't do a good job, and I was
Well-
unsatisfied with his work.
Maybe I didn't feel like it.
Maybe
What are you
I
gonna
just
do
didn't
about it?
want to
You
pay
have
him.
stiffed over the course of your business.
One,
not
two,
deserve
three.
Some kind of apology from
Marble
someone who has
installers.
taken their labor, taken the goods that they produce,
All the
and then
installers.
refused to
I
pay
have
them.
an
I can only
installer
say
Stop
that I
touching the
certainly
mic.
believe that my late
It is
father never did
fine.
business with you.
I can
he
hear you.
provided a good middle class life for us, but the people he worked for, he expected the bargain to be kept on both sides. And when we talk about your business, you've taken business
his
bankruptcy
business?
6
He's real
times.
estate.
Casino.
There are a lot of
real
great
estate
business
primarily, I
people
New Jersey.
that have never taken
Are those
bankruptcy
mics even on?
once. You call yourself the king of debt.
Actual question,
You
because it
talk
looks like
about
they both have lapel
leverage.
mics
You
on.
even at one time
They're just for
suggested
show?
that
Yeah,
you
I would
try
think
to
so.
That'd be pretty
negotiate
embarrassing.
down
I think it's
the
the
Wrong.
backup.
national debt of
Wrong.
the
Backup
United
just in
States.
case.
Well, sometimes there's
Oh, her
not
voice
a
got higher?
direct
Just like, screw
of
this guy.
skills from business to government.
One, two,
but
three.
sometimes what happened in business would be really bad for government.
Let's let Mr.
And we
Trump
need
So, yeah, I
to
think
be
it's-
very
I do think
clear
it's time.
about that.
Look, it's all words. It's all sound bites.
It all sounds
I built an
nice, but is she gonna do
unbelievable company.
anything?
Some of the greatest assets.
Look at her
anywhere in the world,
emails.
Real estate assets anywhere in the world, beyond the United States, in Europe, lots of different places. It's an
One,
unbelievable company.
2, 3.
On occasion, 4 times, we used certain laws that are there. And when Secretary Clinton talks about people that didn't get paid, first of all, they did get paid a lot, but taking advantage of the laws of the nation. Now, if you want to change the laws, you've been there a long time, change the laws. But I take advantage of
That's actually
the
a really
laws
good
of
point.
the nation because I'm running a company. My obligation right now is to do well for myself, my family, my employees, for my companies. And that's what I do. But what she doesn't say is the tens of thousands of people that are unbelievably happy and that love me. I'll give you an example. We're just opening up on Pennsylvania Avenue, right next to the
where I
White
live.
House. So if I don't get there one way, I'm going to get to Pennsylvania Avenue another. But we're opening the old post office. Under budget, ahead of schedule, saved tremendous money. I'm a year ahead of schedule, and that's what this country should be doing.
We
build
need to be
roads
building
and they
post
cost
office.
2 and 3 and 4 times what
We
they're
need to be a
supposed
year ahead of
cost.
schedule.
We buy products for
That's
our
why
military, and they come
I
at
declare
costs that are
today
so far
is
above what they're
2017.
saying because we don't have people that know what they're doing. When we look at the budget is bad to a large extent because we have people that have no idea as to what to do and how to buy. The Trump International is way under budget and way ahead of schedule, and we should be able to do that for our
Well,
country.
we're well behind schedule, so I want to move to our next segment. We'll
Nice.
move into our
Nice-
next
nice
segment, talking
joke.
about
I got
America's
called for 5
direction.
hours
Let's
by
start
staying up for
talking
the
about
debate,
race.
napping when I get home.
The
I would
share
stay
of
for this debate
Americans
too.
who
You
say
kidding me?
race relations
Oh,
are
yeah.
bad in this country is
I don't even
highest
think
it's
it's
been in
reached
decades.
peak
I called off
shit
work
show.
for this
It's been
debate.
amplified by shootings of African
Yeah.
Americans
I went to
by
work and I'm
police,
still watching the debate.
as we've seen recently in Charlotte and Tulsa. Race has been a big issue in this campaign, and one of you is going to have to bridge a very wide
Which
and
one?
bitter gap. So how do you heal the divide? Secretary Clinton,
Oh,
you
here
get
we
2
go.
minutes on this.
Well, you're right. Race remains a significant challenge in our country. Unfortunately, race still determines too much. Often determines where people live, determines given
Oh,
kind of
race
education
time.
in public schools they can get, and yes, it determines how they're treated in the criminal justice system.
Who's gonna reach
We've
the
just
finish
seen
line?
two tragic examples in both Tulsa and Charlotte. And we've got to do several things. at
One,
the same
two,
time.
three.
We have to restore
You think
trust
Trump can pull off like a single tier?
between communities
Like wow, like
and the
he's
police.
like brings up like the race.
We have to work to make sure that our police
I'm not
are
going to say
using
no.
the best
I think that would be a
training,
good
the best
rebuttal.
techniques,
Like Trump, your
that
2
they're
minutes. and he
well
just starts
prepared
crying.
to use force only when
I've never seen either of them
necessary.
cry.
Everyone should be
I mean,
respected by the law.
I've never seen any of them
and
swim.
Everyone should
That's true.
respect
I've never
the
seen
law.
any of them.
These are the things
Right
we
now, that's not the case
during
in a lot
presidential
of our
debates.
neighborhoods.
It needs to be like
We need to see what they can do with like normal tests.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them make grilled cheese.
Me neither.
If you can't make grilled cheese, you can't run my country.
One,
That's a
two,
pretty good point,
right?
Yeah.
Justice system. But we also have to recognize, in addition to the challenges that we face with policing, there are so many good, brave police officers who equally want reform. So we have to bring communities together in order to begin working on that as a mutual goal.
It's only halfway.
And we've got to get guns
It's gonna get
out
more
of the
violent,
hands
don't
of
worry.
people
Oh,
who
yeah.
should not
Yeah,
have
yeah,
them. The gun epidemic is the leading cause of death of young African American men, more than the next 9 causes put together. So we have to do 2 things, as I said. We have to restore trust. We have to work with the police. We have to make sure
More than
they
2.
respect the communities and the communities respect them. And we have to tackle the plague of gun violence, which is a big contributor to a lot of the problems that we're seeing today.
All right, Mr. Trump, you have 2 minutes. How do you heal the divide?
We get them out of the country. We build a big wall.
A couple of words.
Exports,
And that's-
exports.
You on this side, you on this side.
And we need law and
We're
order.
gonna leave just like
If we
our
don't have
jobs.
it, we're not going to have a country. And when I look at what's going on
You gonna
in
drink water? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my
Charlotte, the city
God.
I love, the city where I have investments, when I look at what's going on throughout
Need some
various
lettuce.
parts of our country.
Yeah, imagine it. They just have like a sandwich underneath.
We need law and order in our country. And I just got today as you know, the endorsement of the Fraternal Order of Police. We just came in. We have endorsements from, I think, almost every police group. A large percentage of them in the United States.
Every single one.
We have
I know every policeman in the world.
situation where we have
I just got off the phone
our
with
inner
them.
cities, African Americans, Hispanics, are living in hell because it's so dangerous. You walk down the street, you get shot.
What do you think he's gonna blame?
In Chicago, they've had thousands of
Obama.
shootings.
I think he's gonna blame Obama.
Thousands.
No, he's gonna blame the
Since
immigrants. You're right.
January 1st, thousands of shootings. And I'm saying, where is this? Is this a war-torn country? What are we
Go
doing?
immigrants.
And we have to stop the
Let's go,
violence. We have
immigrants.
to bring
Let's
back law and order in a place like Chicago, where thousands of people have been killed, thousands over the last number of years. In fact, almost 4,000 have been killed since Barack
Damn
Obama.
it!
There it is.
Ah.
You should have went with your gut.
Yeah,
killed-
should have went with Barack
Barack
Obama.
Obama killed 4,000
Chicago
people.
have been killed.
He's
We
worse
have to
than
bring back
ISIS.
law and order.
He's
Now,
killed more
whether
people
or
than
not in a
ISIS. He's
place
killed more
like
Americans than
Chicago,
ISIS.
you do
Son
stop
of a
and
bitch.
frisk, which worked very well. Mayor Giuliani
He is the founder
here,
of
worked
ISIS.
very
Guys,
well in
Yep.
New York.
we have
He
5
brought the
people
crime
watching
rate
now.
way
That's
down.
crazy.
But you take the gun away from criminals that shouldn't be having it. We have gangs roaming the street, and in many cases, they're illegally here, illegal
all right.
immigrants, and they have guns.
Yeah.
And we have to be very strong.
should have said
and
both.
we have to be very vigilant.
Always
we
go
have
with
to be,
both.
we have to
Yeah,
know what
it
we're
is
doing.
both Obama
Right now,
and the
our
immigrants'
police,
fault.
in many cases, are afraid to do anything.
All of the
We
above.
have to protect our inner cities because African American communities are being decimated by crime.
Your 2 minutes is
Decimated.
your 2 minutes expired, but I do want to follow up. Stop and frisk was ruled unconstitutional in New
What?
York
We're on the front
because
page right
it
there.
largely singled out
Are we on the
blacks and Hispanics.
like if you go to
No,
Black
you're
Ops?
wrong.
You get a Black Ops 3 right there.
The judge, who
Brought
was
to you
a
by Black
very
Ops 3.
Against police judge. It was
Is it
taken
out
away from
already?
her,
I don't know.
And our Our new
I wonder
came
how
out last
stupid
year.
the new,
It
came out
oh
last
yeah,
year, didn't
yeah.
it?
I've seen clips with the new Nazi zombies.
I can't even tell you the last time I played a Call of Duty game.
racial profiles.
No, the
Probably World
argument
at
is
War.
that we have to take
No,
the guns
no
away
way. That was a
have
while
them
ago.
and that are bad
What was the
people
one?
that you
What was
have
2
them.
after World at War?
These are
Black
felons,
Ops.
these are people
Black
that are
Ops?
bad
Yeah.
people.
I played Black
Black
Ops
Ops.
too.
That was the last one you
What was
got.
the one after
When you
Black
have
Ops?
3,000
Call of Duty
Chicago
Modern Warfare 3.
from
And Advanced
January
Warfare?
1st, when you have
And then Black Ops
4,000
2.
people
And then
killed
Advanced Warfare.
And then
in Chicago,
Ghosts.
And then Advanced
Like
And then
Warfare.
Advanced
from
Warfare.
Nice,
the beginning
nice.
of the
I think I played
presidency of
Black
Barack
Ops.
Obama.
I think I played Black Ops.
I bought Advanced
You have to
Warfare.
stop
I
and
played it
frisk.
for a
You need
day.
more police.
Oh, right.
I bought it at
You
full
need a
price. I
better
traded it
community.
in
Did you play?
to
Wow.
GameStop for like
Did you play the
$16
story with
a
Kevin
game.
Spacey?
Oh, dude, sell it on eBay.
I did not care. I just did not care. I was like, you know what? I'll waste my $34.
Fuck,
God.
dude.
Ferguson, you go to so many different
That's a
places.
real passionate hate for
You
Black
need
Ops.
better relationships
I,
like
Did you play the story with Kevin Spacey?
No.
No, you don't want to see Kevin Spacey's performance?
No.
Nah.
I could imagine
the
what it was.
relationships were really
He was
studied.
really evil in
The
Kevin Spacey.
relationships
Yep.
were really a
It was just
beautiful
American
thing.
Beauty. That's
And
the
then
whole gameplay was American Beauty.
American Beauty, the game.
violently. So there's some bad things going on, some really bad things.
Secretary Clinton,
But we
go
need less
Lester, please,
Lester,
just
shut up.
listen for 1 second.
in the inner cities, because the people that are most affected by what's happening are African American and Hispanic people.
I'm one of
And it's
those.
Very unfair
Yep.
to
I'm
them
Hispanic.
What our politicians
What percentage Hispanic
are
are you?
allowing to happen.
50.
Whoa.
Colombian?
Well,
No, I'm
I've
Ecuadorian.
heard,
Ecuadorian. I
I've
was
heard
really
Donald
close.
say this at his rallies, and
I think there's a state
it's
or a
really
country in between those two.
unfortunate that he paints such a dire,
Just, it's a state.
negative
Texas is
picture
in between
of
Colombia and Ecuador.
black communities in our country.
What are they
You know,
called
the
in
vibrancy
South
of the
America?
black church.
Is it
the
territories or is
black
it states?
businesses that
Countries.
employ so many
Oh,
people.
wow.
Opportunities that so many
That's
families
immortalized
are
now.
working to
Yeah.
provide for their kids.
It's gonna be the highlight reel.
Yep.
There's a lot that we should be
you believe
proud
that?
of and we should be supporting and lifting
I'm
up.
shot.
But we do always have to make sure we keep people safe. There are the right ways of doing it, and then there are ways that are ineffective. Stop and frisk was found to be unconstitutional. And in part because it was
Unconstitutional?
ineffective.
Yes. There's a
It
constitution.
did not do what it
And
needed
What is
to
that?
do.
And
Now,
it's
I
It's
believe
like
in
a piece of
community
paper.
Policing.
Any good
And
stuff
in
on it?
fact,
Not really.
Violent crime
I didn't think
is
so.
one
Bullshit.
half of what it was in 1991.
That's the one with the- this-
Property
the-
crime
She
is
is
such a
down to
demagogue.
40%.
What's that?
I'm
We
so
just
The one
don't
with
want to see
the
it creep back
arms?
up.
Oh, the bear
We've
arms.
had
The bear arms, right? That's the
25
Constitution?
years
Yeah.
of
Yo, can you believe, like, that was, like,
very
the second
good
rule that they
cooperation,
made?
But there were
Oh, yeah.
some
Like, when they were writing the
problems, some
Constitution,
You want a
they were
gun?
like,
Sure, you got the right.
Dude.
Too many young
like all like the
African-American
like countries
and
like greatest
Latino
minds were
men
together and
ended
they
up
were
in
like,
jail
all right,
for
let's take care of the
nonviolent
gun thing right
offenses.
away.
Yeah,
And
because
they
you
were
know it's
like,
going to be a problem.
You're a young African American man, and you do the same thing as a young white man.
I'm a
You
young
are
white
more
man.
likely to be
Yeah.
arrested.
yo, we are like
charged,
both
convicted,
like
and
primary
incarcerated.
like
So
for both the
we've
contenders.
got
I
to
mean, like us
address the
millennials, we're
systemic
definitely like
racism in our
primary
criminal
primo voters.
justice
Like they're trying to get
system.
us.
We cannot
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
say
We
law
pretty much
and
run this
Which
world,
way you
right?
leading? Which
we
way you
have
leading?
to say
our
Um,
CNN
we
poll.
have to
Let's
come
take our poll.
forward
GJ,
with
bro.
a plan that is
GJ?
going
GJ all the way.
So right now we got
divert people from the
33% of our
criminal
poll
justice system,
just voting for
deal
GJ.
with mandatory minimum sentences, which have put too many people away for too long for doing too little.
You might need to
We
bump that
need
to
to have more
66.7,
second
my
chance
friend.
programs. I'm glad that we're ending private prisons in the federal system. I want to see them ended in the state system.
Yes,
we shouldn't
Hillary.
have a profit motivation to fill
Yeah,
prisons
get him, Hillary. Hit it.
with young
Yeah.
Americans. So there are some positive
Has it.
ways
Is
we
she
can
from
work
like
on
South
this.
Dakota?
And
I was just thinking, where's her accent
believe
from?
strongly
Where
It
is
changes
Snowdog
depending
from?
on where
common
she's
sense
rallying.
gun
You're so right.
There's actually a video on
She
her
wants-
South
she wants to
Right
connect
now,
with everyone.
and this
And
is
why doesn't she have the
something
Long Island
Donald
thing going on right
supported,
now?
Along
don't
with the gun lobby right now.
Maybe she got her
we've got
dialects
too many
confused.
military-style weapons on
Damn
the
it.
streets. In a lot of places, our police are outgunned.
I'm surprised she could even
We
talk
need to
like
get
an
the
actual
miniguns.
guy.
We need to augment
And
our
we
police
need
force.
to keep guns out of the
Where's the
hands
closest
of
gun
those who will
show?
do
Can we get some
harm.
guns before
And
this
we
debate's over?
finally need to
I would love to
pass
buy a
a
gun.
prohibition on
Yeah. I wanna
go to a
anyone
gun
who's on
range
the
really
terrorist
badly.
watch
Oh, man.
list
I've actually
from
never
being
shot a
able to
gun.
buy
I
a
really
gun
want
in
to
our
also.
country. If
I've never
you're
shot
too
one. Have you
dangerous
ever
to
shot guns?
fly,
Yeah, I
you are
went to
too
I drove down
dangerous
to
buy a
Florida
gun.
over
So
the
there
summer,
are things
and
we
my
can
buddy
do, and we
like
ought to
has
do it
like
in a
arms.
bipartisan
We just drove down to the range and shot arms.
attempting to go
awesome.
right
It was a
at
pretty good
implicit
time.
bias.
Yeah.
Do you believe that police are implicitly biased against black
Yes.
people?
Lester, I think implicit bias is a problem for everyone, not just police.
Ooh, that's
I
a
think,
bold statement.
unfortunately, too many
Wrong.
We're
of
all
us in our
racist.
great country
Everyone's a little bit
jump
racist.
to
Especially you,
conclusions
Lester.
about each other.
Yeah.
And therefore, I think we need
those glasses
all of
off.
us to be asking hard questions
you
about
can.
Stop hiding behind
you
your
know,
glasses.
why am I feeling this way? But when it comes to policing, since it can have
There's still not like that
literally
one
fatal
moment.
consequences.
They always talk about
I
moments
have
in
said
debates,
in
and
my
it still
first
hasn't
budget,
happened.
we would
That one moment.
put money
To
into
be honest,
that budget
like
to
it's not.
help us
I'm not
deal with
bored,
implicit
but
bias
for
by
what I thought it was
retraining
going to be,
a
I
lot
am.
of our
Yeah,
police
my-
Makes any
officers.
sense,
I've
you
met
know.
Our
with a
thumbnail
group of
does not
very
accurately represent how
distinguished,
excited this
experienced
I disagree. I
I
think
haven't seen Doritos or Mountain Dew
They
today.
think that's an issue. They've got a lot of
Wait,
concerns.
one of the questions is
Mental
gonna be like,
health
how do
is
you
one
feel
of the
about the
biggest
recent
concerns,
shooting
because now
of
police
the
are
gorilla?
having to handle a lot of really
And Trump just
difficult
pulls his
mental
dick
health
out.
issues on the street. They want support. They want
The crowd
more
goes
training.
wild.
They want more assistance. And I think the federal government could be in a position where we
No, I think it was
would,
getting pretty
offer
heated
and
before.
provide that.
I'd like to respond.
Please.
First of all, I agree,
Lester needs
and
to
a
hear
lot of
this.
people, even within my own party, want to give certain rights to people on watch lists and no-fly lists. I agree with you. When a person is on a
Oh my God, they
watch
disagree.
list or a no-fly
Drink.
list, and I have the endorsement of the
Look at her
NRA,
shaking
which
that
I'm very
head.
proud of. These are
Look at
very,
her shaking
very
that head.
critical
Look at that
in
wrist.
protecting the Second Amendment. But I think we have to
Hillary
look
just
very
dabs.
strongly at no-fly lists and watch lists, and when people are on there,
Are there
even if
videos
they
of
shouldn't
either
be
of
on
them
there, we'll
dabbing?
help
Yeah,
them.
I've
Yeah,
seen
Hillary
videos of Pill
dabs.
Dog dabbing.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely dabs.
I tend to agree with that.
She dabs for the millennial
That,
vote.
that's got to
I
be, and
do
she's
wanna bring
definitely
up the
not
fact that
racist
you were
then.
the one that brought up
if
the
she knows
word
how to
super
dab.
predator
That's just
about young black youth. And
If
that's a
you can
term
dab,
I think
you
was
are not a
uh,
racist.
It's been horribly met.
Donald
as you
Trump
know. I think
hasn't
you've
dabbed once.
apologized
Not
for
once.
it.
It's like a new campaign ad. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Thing
that's
to
what I was
say.
thinking.
Donald Trump
And when
has
it
no
comes
Has
to,
not dabbed once.
stop and frisk,
I am
we're
Hillary
talking about
Clinton, and I
taking
approve
guns
this
away. I'm
message.
talking
Right.
about
I
taking
approve
guns
this
away from gangs and people that use them. And I really don't think you disagree with me on this, if you want to know the truth. I think maybe there's a political reason why you can't say it, but I really don't believe. In New York City, stop and frisk, we had 2,200 murders, and stop and frisk brought it down to 500 murders. 500 murders is a lot of murders. Hard to believe. 500 is like supposed to be good. But
Guys
we
were up
went
to
from
6.
2,200
Whoa,
to
whoa,
500,
breaking
and it
records
was
here.
continued on by
Breaking
Governor
records here.
Bloomberg.
Holy crap.
I
And
think
it
we
was
just
terminated by
plateaued.
Garner.
We just plateaued.
Stop
Holy
and
shit.
frisk
Thanks, Black
had a
Ops.
Tremendous impact.
Brought to you by Black Ops 3, everybody.
Tremendous
Pre-order now.
belief.
Pre-order now.
So when you say it has no impact, it really did. It had a very, very big impact.
That
Well,
5.
it's also fair to say if we're going to talk
I guess they did
about
not
It's
like
server
Black
error.
Ops 3.
Yeah.
This isn't
underserved
Black
Black
Ops
crime
3.
has continued to drop, including murders. So there.
She's
you're-
so wrong.
No, I'm not.
Murders are up.
Oh my God, she's holding it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's turning it.
Keep it
going. Throwing it at me.
Oh, that was a
Two
record.
mayors, two police
That was good.
chiefs,
That was a
because
combo.
It has
Holy
worked,
shit.
And other communities need to come together to do what will work as well. Look, one murder is too many.
You're really not
But
wrong
it is
about it.
important that we learn
It's like,
about what has been effective and not go to things that sound good that really did not have the kind of impact that we would want. Who disagrees with keeping neighborhoods
Me.
safe? But let's also add, no one should disagree about respecting the rights of young men who live in those neighborhoods.
Only young
and
men.
so we need to do a
Nah.
better job of working
Nah.
again with the communities.
What's going on with his tie? His tie is outside of his jacket right now. And there's the
Yeah.
mic.
as well
He's
as
flopping.
police
You
to
should get on a
try
tie
to
bar.
Deal with this problem.
This conversation is about race, and so, Mr. Trump, I have to ask
But
you.
I'd like
Les-
to
Lester's got a
respond,
question,
if I might.
Charles.
Please, 20
I'd
seconds.
just like to respond.
Please respond, then I've got to
I
follow
will.
up.
Look, the African American community has been let down by our politicians. They talk good around election time, like right now, and after
Talk
the
good.
election, they said, "See you
proper.
later. I'll see you in 4 years."
It's very proper.
The African American community. Look, the community within the inner cities has been. So
I love his approach
badly
to like
treated.
getting the black
They've
vote.
been
It's
abused
just like you
and
got your
used
lives
in
are
order to
shit.
get votes by Democrat politicians, because that's what it is. They've
What
controlled
beers
these
are you
communities
jerks
for
drinking?
Up to 100 years.
Oh,
Well,
this
and
is
I-
Sierra Nevada
I'll tell you,
Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest,
You
bro.
look at the inner cities, and
Brought
I
to you by
just left
Oktoberfest
Detroit,
and Black
I
Ops
just
3.
left Philadelphia,
Pre-order.
and I just,
Executive.
you've seen me. I've been all over the place. You decided to stay home,
My
and
pants
that's
are so
okay.
bunchy right
But I
now.
will tell you.
Are those your live stream
I've been
pants?
all
Yeah,
over,
I
and
got
I've
dressed
met
up for
some
this
of the
debate.
You did, and
Yeah,
I
you
did
did.
not.
You outdressed all of us.
Guys,
And they are
Stitch
very,
came to the
very
debate.
upset with what their politicians have
He's
told
ready
them
to go.
and what their
That's a boss
politicians
sweater.
have
Thank
done.
you.
Very sweater. I
I
thought that was
think,
just a shirt.
I think Donald
I mean,
just criticized
She's got
me
the sweater
for
qualities, I guess.
Oh yeah,
preparing for this
like the
debate.
grandma
Definitely.
sweater style.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
yes,
but
I did.
with
I got
Stitch.
those, but they're only like
You know what
Christmas
else I
sweaters.
prepared
so-
for?
Oh,
I
John
prepared
Mayer.
to beat president.
Jesus!
Oh,
That's a good
fuck.
thing.
No.
Mr. Trump, for
That was
5
applause.
years, you
Yeah, I
perpetuated
missed it.
a
And he
false
rolled his
claim
eyes.
that he was the first
So
black
clearly not for
president
him.
who was not a natural-born citizen. You questioned his legitimacy. In the last couple of weeks, you acknowledged
Yeah,
most
what the
Americans
F
have
are you
accepted for
wearing?
years, the president was born in the
Yo,
United States.
what's your problem with Stitch?
I'll tell you very well. Just
Lilo
very
likes him.
Simple to say. Sidney Blumenthal works for the campaign and very close friend of Secretary Clinton, and her campaign manager, Patty Doyle, went to during the campaign, her campaign against President Obama.
I'm gonna
fought
write
very
this down.
hard, and you can go look it up and you can check it out. And if you
Look it
look
up.
at CNN this past week, Patty Solis Doyle.
Yeah, thank God he
was
fixed
on
his tie.
Wolf
No, but now it's kind of like on the other
saying
side.
that this
Yeah, no,
happened.
his tie's all over the place.
Blumenthal
You're right. You
said
should have went with the clip. I don't know what he was
highly
thinking.
respected reporter
That
He
lost my
wasn't
vote.
thinking.
I don't think a
That's
clip is
right.
presidential, though.
to find
Might
out
be a little
about
too.
it.
I
They
like
were
his pin
pressing it
though.
very hard.
The American
She
flag.
You just can't go wrong.
to get
Oh
the
yeah, that's
president.
You can't.
classic.
When I got
Everyone.
involved,
Everybody that's
I
a suit
didn't
has
fail.
American flag on it.
I
Yep.
got him to give the birth certificate, so I'm satisfied with it, and I'll tell you why I'm satisfied with it.
That was in
Because I want to
2011.
get on
Lester.
to defeating ISIS. Because I
Don't
want to get
interrupt.
on to creating
Lester,
jobs.
shut up.
Because I want to get on to
I'm
having a
talking with
strong
my hands,
border.
Lester.
Because
Lester?
I wanna get
This
on
is
to
when you know
things that
not
are
to
very
interrupt.
important to me and that are very
This means
important
Lester,
to the
shut up.
country.
I'll let you respond. It's important, but I just want to get the answer here. The birth certificate was produced in 2011. You
Write this
continued to
down.
tell the story and question the president's legitimacy in
She's just doodling.
2012, 13, 14, 15, as recently as January. So the question is, what changed your
Well,
mind?
nobody was pressing it. Nobody was caring much about it. I figured you'd ask the question tonight, of course, but nobody was caring much about it. But I was the one that got him to produce
Yeah,
the
just shut up,
birth
Lester,
certificate,
honestly.
and I think I did a good job. Secretary Clinton.
Chris is
also
going to sleep.
fought it. I mean,
Good night, Chris.
now everybody in mainstream is going to say, "Oh,
Chris
that's
going
not
to sleep?
true."
No
But
way.
It's true. Sidney
Chris.
Blumenthal
Chris.
sent a reporter.
Bye,
Safe.
Chris. Love you.
Yeah, bye,
You
Chris.
just
Love you
have to
too.
Take a look at
Love you, Chris.
CNN,
I
the
love
last
Chris.
week, the interview with your
Chris.
former campaign manager.
Hi,
And
Chris.
she was
Bye,
involved.
Love
Chris.
Chris.
But just like she can't bring back jobs, she can't produce.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna
I might
follow
do
that.
something
We'll let you
crazy on
respond to that,
thi- on-
because there's a
on-
lot
on
there,
screen,
but we're
on
talking
live
about
stream.
racial
Oh
healing
man,
in
you
this
might switch
segment.
into your not live
What do you
stream
say to
pants.
American
Oh, my God.
Well, it was very, I say nothing.
color.
I say nothing because I was able to get him to produce it. He should have produced it a long time before. I say nothing. But let me just tell you, when you talk about healing, I think that I've developed very, very good relationships over the last little while with the African American community. I think you can see that. And I feel
All of
that
our
they
viewers are
really
Chris.
wanted me to come to that conclusion. And I think I did a great job and a great service.
I'd be upset
not
if
only
they
for the
weren't.
country,
We should
but
change
even
it
for
into
the
a bunch of
president.
Chris's.
A bunch of
A bunch of
Chris.
Chris.
To produce his birth certificate.
Secretary Clinton.
Well, just listen to what you heard.
Oh, shit.
Good one, Hillary.
And
a
clearly,
moment.
as Donald just admitted, he knew he was going to stand on this debate stage and Lester Holt was going to be asking us questions. So he tried to put the whole racist birther lie to bed. But it can't be dismissed that easily. He has really
Bring it, Hill Dog.
started his political
Too many
activity
pauses.
based on this
Those are
racist
dramatic.
lie that
No.
our first black
Too
president
many of them.
She
though.
knows what she's doing.
was not an American
Lizards
citizen.
can't speak that fast.
You know
There was
what? You're right.
absolutely no evidence for it, but he persisted. He persisted year after year because some of his supporters, people that he was trying to bring into his fold,
kissy
apparently
face.
believed it or wanted to believe it.
He does have a great
But
kissy
remember,
face.
Yeah.
Donald
Oh,
started
shit.
his career back in 1973 being sued by the Justice Department for racial discrimination because he would not rent
I agree.
apartments in one of his developments to African
They are very
Americans, and he
awkward
made
pauses.
sure that the people who worked for him understood that was the policy. He actually was sued twice by the Justice
I've been
Department.
sued twice.
So
It
he
happens.
has a
What were you
long
sued for?
I was never
record
sued. Not
of
once.
engaging in racist behavior.
No.
And the birther lie was a very hurtful one. You know, Barack Obama is a man of great dignity,
Wrong.
and I could tell how much it bothered
I don't
him
think so.
and annoyed him that this was being touted and
that didn't
used
annoy him.
against him. But I like to remember what Michelle Obama said in her amazing speech at our Democratic National Convention.
Oh, did you
When
see
they
that?
go low,
What?
we
Just
go
like eyed
high.
the audience.
And Barack Obama went high, despite Donald Trump's best efforts to bring him down.
Mr. Trump, you can respond, then we're going to move on
I
to the
would love
next
to
segment.
respond. First of all, I got to watch in preparing for this some of your debates against Barack Obama. You treated him with terrible disrespect. And I watched the way you talk now about how lovely
Yeah, but of
everything is and how
course.
wonderful you are. It doesn't work that way. You were after him. You were trying to. You even sent out, or your campaign sent out, pictures of him in a certain garb. Very famous pictures. I don't think you can deny that. But just last week, your campaign manager said it was true. So when you try to act holier than thou, it really doesn't
Holier
work.
than
It really
thou.
doesn't.
Oh,
Now, as far as
ooh.
the lawsuit,
That was
yes,
good.
when I was very young, I went into my father's company, had a real estate company in Brooklyn and Queens, and we, along with many, many other companies throughout the country, it was a federal lawsuit, were sued. We settled the suit with no admission of guilt. It was very easy to do.
The lawyers
but they
were
sued
very
many
expensive.
people. I notice you bring that up a lot, and I also noticed the very nasty commercials that you do on me in so many different ways, which I don't do on you.
Oh, we
But
brought
I
it
save
up.
the money.
Ooh, taking the high road.
Yeah.
I look at that and I say, isn't that amazing? Because I settled that lawsuit with no admission of guilt. But that was a lawsuit brought against many real estate firms, and it's just one of those things. I'll go on one step further. In Palm Beach, Florida, tough community, a brilliant community, a wealthy community, probably the wealthiest community there is in the world. I opened a club and really got great credit for it.
It's right.
No
Too far.
discrimination against
What'd you do?
Got that on camera.
What the heck did you just do?
There's a bottle cap on his foot.
and I'm so glad I
He
did
caught
it.
That's it.
Great.
Great credit for what
I
I
dropped
did, and I'm
another
very,
one?
very proud of it. And
Oh,
that's
I
the way I
missed.
feel. That is the true way I feel.
Our next segment is called Securing America. We want to
Secure-
Let's
talk
laugh.
Oh
about
yes.
century
This is a
war
good one.
happening.
I'm gonna smile
Nice.
and nod.
I've been waiting
Our
for Securing
institutions
America.
are under cyber
Let's just
attack,
make it great.
and our secrets are being stolen.
go.
So my question is, who's behind it, and how do we fight it?
You're first.
Secretary
You got her
Clinton's
now.
answer
Finish her.
Well, I think cybersecurity, cyber warfare, will be one of the biggest challenges facing
He's like,
the next
yeah.
president.
Yeah.
Because clearly,
I own a
we're
computer.
facing at this point.
Actually
two
just got off the
different
phone
kinds of
with
adversaries.
every
With the
computer
There are
in the world.
independent hacking groups that
13
do it
trillion
mostly for,
computers.
commercial reasons to try to steal information that they then can use to make money. But increasingly, we are seeing cyber attacks coming from states, organs of states. The most recent and troubling of these has been Russia. There's no doubt now that Russia has
Impressive,
used
Joe.
cyber attacks
Thank you.
against
Thank you
all
very
kinds
much.
of organizations in our country, and I am deeply concerned about this. I know Donald's very praiseworthy of Vladimir Putin, but Putin is playing a really tough, long game here.
Oh my God,
And
what
one
was
of the
that?
things he's
I think
done
he just,
is to
like,
let loose
He literally went like
cyber
wrong.
attackers to
Wrong.
hack into
Look, I don't even know if the word
files,
came out of
to
his
hack
mouth.
into personal files, hack into the Democratic National Committee, and we recently have learned that that this is one of their preferred
Oh, she didn't know what to
methods
say
of
there.
trying to wreak havoc
Yeah, that
and
was a
collect
fumble.
information. We need to make it very clear, whether it's Russia, China, Iran, or anybody else. The United
I know,
States
I'm-
has
No,
much
don't
greater
go.
capacity And we are not going to sit idly by and permit state
Now let's
actors
say what we really
to
think
go
about Joe.
after our
What a loser.
information, our private sector
such a
information or our
nerd.
public sector
I
information.
know you guys don't want him to be
And
on the
we're
live
going
stream,
to
but
have to
I mean,
make it
what's
clear
wrong with
that
this?
Joe, they're
we
fighting.
don't want to use the kinds of tools that we have. We don't want to engage in a different kind of warfare, but we will defend
Advanced
the citizens
warfare.
of this country. And the Russians need to
This is-
understand
Ops
that. I
warfare.
think
This
they've been
isn't your
treating it
modern
as
everyday
almost a
warfare.
probing. How far would we go? How
How
much
far
would we
would we
do?
go?
And that's why I was so shocked when Donald publicly invited Putin to hack into Americans. That is just unacceptable. It's one of the reasons
Hack into
why
Americans.
50
Hackintoamerica.com.
national security
That's-
officials who served in Republican information in administration.
Oh, shit,
Donald
Lester.
is unfit to be the commander in chief.
Bringing
It's
in
comments like
the
that really
reality.
worry
I don't think Hillary
people
cared.
when
Completely
way.
talked over
Your
it.
2 minutes is up.
And the same question, who's
Yeah,
behind it? How do we
I
fight
do
it?
want to say that I was just endorsed, and more are coming next week. It'll be over 200.
Oh
admirals,
shit,
many
he
of
was
them
punching
here,
her?
admirals,
I missed
generals,
it.
You hit her right in the face.
to lead this country. That just happened, and many more are coming. And I'm very proud of it. In addition, I was just endorsed by ICE. They've
Oh, I
never
thought you said
endorsed
ISIS.
Me too.
I was just endorsed by ISIS. They said I was the best
I was
character.
just recently endorsed 16,500 Border Patrol
Oh, man.
agents. So when Secretary Clinton talks
hope I don't
about
have work
this,
in
I
the
mean,
morning.
I'll take the admirals.
Same.
and
Do you
I'll
wanna work
take
for
the
me?
generals any day.
Do you
of
want a
political
barista
hacks
position or whatever?
that I see that have
Do I
led
want
our
a
country so
barista
brilliantly
position?
over
Yeah, I
the
saw
last
that
10
tweet you
years
sent
with their
out.
knowledge.
What are your
okay?
rates
Because
for a
look at the
barista?
mess that we're in. Look at the
Well,
mess
I
that
would
we're in. As
just,
far
why
as
wouldn't
the
you just
cyber,
be a
I
server at
agree
that point?
to parts of what Secretary Clinton said.
You know what? I don't know how to
Better
answer
than
that.
anybody else, and perhaps we're not. I don't think anybody knows it was Russia that broke into the DNC. She's saying Russia, but I don't. Maybe it was. I mean, it could be Russia, but it could also be China.
Mexico.
Could be Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah,
also
it could be
somebody
African Americans.
sitting on that weighs 400 pounds, okay? You don't know who broke in to DNC, but what did we learn with DNC? We learned that Bernie
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, bombshell.
Oh, going for the Bernie Sanders.
by your people, by
he hit
Debbie
both, damn it.
Wasserman
So I guess that mic is
Schultz. Look
working.
what happened to her.
Yeah, I heard
But
that.
Bernie Sanders
So what are the lapels
was taken
for?
advantage of. That's what we learned. Now, whether that was
hear
Russia,
them
whether
louder.
that was China, whether it was another country, we don't know. Because the truth is, under President Obama, we've lost control of things that we used to have
Like?
control over.
Mexican.
We came
Yes.
in with the internet. We came up with the internet.
The internet.
And I think Secretary Clinton and myself would agree very much when you look at what ISIS is doing with the internet.
ISIS.
They're beating us at our own game. ISIS. So we have to get very,
Dude, ISIS
very
is so
tough
ISIS,
on cyber
yeah,
and
they're
cyber
beating us at the
warfare.
internet.
It
heard it
is
here
It
first.
is a huge problem. I have a son. He's 10 years old. He has computers. He is so good with these computers. It's unbelievable. The security aspect of cyber is very, very tough. And maybe it's hardly
Wait, he has a
doable.
10-year-old son?
But I will
Yeah,
say
I
we
was
are
thinking
not
the same
doing
thing.
That
is
son looks like he's
unbelievable.
like
That's
fucking
true
20.
throughout our whole governmental
No, he has a bunch of
society.
sons.
Oh,
We have so
then why
many
isn't
things
that
we
son
have
being
to do
paraded
better
around
at.
cameras?
Does he
And
give his
certainly
son
cyber
small
is one
loans of $1
them.
million?
Secretary Clinton.
Well, I think there are a number of issues that we should be addressing. I have put forth a plan to defeat ISIS. It does involve
His
going
face.
after them online.
Isn't she head
I
of
think
ISIS?
We need to do much more with our
I'm
tech
so
companies
confused.
It involves
to,
me shutting it down
prevent
because I am the
ISIS
head.
and
I am
others,
ISIS.
from being able to use
Crap,
the internet to
people,
radicalize
crap.
and direct people in our country, in Europe, and elsewhere. But we also have to intensify our air strikes against ISIS and eventually support our Arab and Kurdish partners to be able to actually take out ISIS in Raqqa, end their claim of being a caliphate. We're making progress. Our military is assisting in Iraq.
That is a fun word to use,
And we're
caliphate.
hoping that
know the
within the
meaning of the
year
word.
we'll be able
It's
to
like
push
a- it's like a
ISIS out
kingdom.
of
It's like a
Iraq and
religious
then,
kingdom.
really squeeze them in
Caliphate.
Syria. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that they've had
She
foreign
has Webster
fighters
Dictionary
coming
right in front of her.
to volunteer for
They
them,
brings out a
foreign
thesaurus
money,
to make it sound- make it
foreign
sound smarter.
weapons.
We really
So
need to
have
be
to make this the
cognizant.
top priority, and I would also do everything possible to take out their leadership. I was involved in a number of efforts to take
Osama
out
bin Laden,
al-Qaeda
Osama bin Laden.
leadership when I was Secretary of State, including, of course, taking out bin Laden. And I think we need to go
I
after
should.
Baghdadi.
Yeah, he did for a while.
Make that one of our organizing
They got him good.
principles because
Yeah, they made a
we've
move
got
about
to
it.
defeat ISIS.
Good
and
for
we've
us.
Yeah,
got
they
to
did.
Yeah.
What they did was they
everything we
told
can to
America that they
disrupt
killed him, but he's
their,
actually just held up in
propaganda
Guantanamo Bay.
efforts
And they have
online.
You mentioned
batteries
ISIS, and we think of
taped
ISIS
to his
certainly
nipples.
as over
Nice.
there,
Yeah.
but there are American citizens who have been inspired to commit acts of terror on American soil. The latest incident, of course, the bombings we just saw in New York and New Jersey. The knife
killed
attack
nobody.
at a mall in
Worst
Minnesota
terrorist
in the last
ever.
year, deadly attacks.
Yeah,
in
that made me
I could be a
think-
better
and
terrorist than that
Orlando.
guy.
All
right, let's not say that.
How you would prevent homegrown attacks.
It's I'll blame it on the
American
October
citizens.
attack.
Well, first I have to say one thing.
Brought to you by Black Ops 3, everybody.
Secretary Clinton is talking about taking out ISIS. We will take out
Ow.
ISIS. Well, President Obama and Secretary
Oh, she's
Clinton
touching your nose.
created a vacuum
Oh no.
the way they got out of Iraq. Because they got out, they shouldn't have been in, but once they got in, the way they got out was a disaster. And ISIS was formed. So she talks about taking them out. She's been doing it a long time. She's been trying to take them out for a long time. But they wouldn't have even been formed if they left
This
some
debate needs more
troops
build.
behind.
Yeah, where
Like
is it?
10,000 or maybe something
Bill,
more.
he
You just could you
Now special guest
you just-
Bill
you
Clinton.
just see his head pop up by the microphone and just go back down. Yes, very slowly up, very slowly down.
Photobomb.
ISIS would not have been able to form either because the oil was their primary source of
She is
income.
looking very
And
tired.
now they have the oil all over the
No,
place,
dude, that's
including
the look of
oil, a lot the
violence.
oil
Yeah, what-
in Libya,
That's the look of I'm
which was
about to
another
jump
one
this
of
We were
the
talking about a
projects.
shot clock for Mexicans.
I like how they've never,
The
they've
shot clock
never,
for the seizure. Like,
they've never switched, they've never switched camera
Donald
angles. It's always been just the two of them.
Iraq.
Wrong.
That is
Wrong.
absolutely proved over and
Wrong.
over again.
Yes,
He
get her.
actually
Again.
advocated for the
Oh,
actions
one more,
we
one
took
more.
I
in
really
Libya
wish I had hit markers
and
on this
urged
stupid
that,
live stream.
Gaddafi be taken out
Wrong.
after
I'll
actually
figure out how to
doing
do that by the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
by the
yeah.
I
next
think
one.
that's like 10 wrongs
But
he
the larger
said
point,
in this debate.
he says this
She just needs to be right.
Yeah.
is George
Yeah, how come he never was like right?
Correct.
the
Correct.
agreement
Yup.
when American troops would leave Iraq,
Good,
not
negligible.
Barack Obama. And the only
Debatable.
way that American troops could have stayed in Iraq
I like that cock of
is
the head.
to
It's
get
like,
an agreement from the then Iraqi government that would have
Yeah, he kind of has
protected
similar.
What is
our
that?
interests,
going on with
and
your
the Iraqi
eyebrows?
government
An itchy
would
eyebrow,
not
They're
dude.
falling
give
off.
that.
I feel like you know when
Let's
like
talk
dogs get
about
confused
the
and they do that
question
thing
you
with their
asked,
head.
Lester. The question you
Yeah.
asked,
He
what do
touches
we
the
do
mic.
here in the United
No.
States? That's the most
That's what he
important part
does.
of this.
No, I've
How
seen
do
like a
we
similar head
prevent
movements, like right there.
attacks? How do we
Like, huh?
protect our people? And I think we've got to have an intelligence surge where we are looking for every scrap
Every
of
single scrap.
information.
Every
I was so
single
proud of
scrap.
law enforcement in New York, in Minnesota, in New Jersey. You know, they responded
Nowhere
so
else.
quickly, so professionally to
New
the
Jersey.
attacks that occurred by
Only worry about
Rahami,
New Jersey.
and they brought him
Represent.
down.
I'm okay with
and
that.
we may find out more information because he is still alive, which may prove to be an intelligence benefit. So we've got to do everything we can to vacuum up intelligence from the Middle
Get
East. That means we've got
Attempted.
to work more closely with our allies. And that's something that Donald has been very dismissive of.
The
We're
dog.
working
The
with
Donald,
NATO,
I was
the
gonna say.
longest
Just refer to him as
military
the
alliance in the
Donald.
history of the world, to really turn our attention to terrorism. We're working with our friends in the Middle East, many of which, as you know, are Muslim majority nations. Donald has consistently insulted Muslims abroad, Muslims at home, when we need to be cooperating with Muslim nations and with the American Muslim community.
His
They're
face
on the
is
front
Muslim.
lines.
Red.
They can
Muslim.
provide information to us
Wong.
that we might not
Wong.
get anywhere else. They need to have
M-O-O-S-L-I-N.
close cooperation with law enforcement in these communities, not be alienated and pushed away, as some of Donald's rhetoric, unfortunately, has led to.
Mr.
Well, I'd have to respond.
Come on, Lester, you know better.
Secretary said,
You know better than that. That was silly.
We've been working with them for many years.
I also
We have
brought the next
greatest
question.
mess anyone's ever seen. You look at the Middle East; it's a total mess. Under your direction, to a large extent. But you look at the Middle East. You started the Iran deal. That's another beauty, where you have a country that was ready to fall. I mean, they were doing so badly. They were choking on the sanctions, and now they're going to be actually probably a major power power at some point pretty soon, the way they're going. But when you look at NATO, I was asked on a
Honestly,
major
though, like,
show,
why is Lester
what do you
even
think
there?
of NATO? And they have to understand I'm a business person.
He could, if he just asked
But I
one
have common
question and then
sense.
left for an hour and a
Jesus,
half,
good.
it would
He
just
would be
debate
good.
itself.
Lots of thought to NATO. But two things.
Yeah, he's just a
Number
fire
one,
starter.
the 28
He's
countries
probably
of
said
NATO,
less
many
than
of them
50
aren't
words
paying
the
their
entire
fair.
time.
Number two, and that bothers me because we should be, as we're
Oh,
defending
chapstick.
them, and they should at least be paying
Did I
us
just
what
miss
they're
you put on
supposed to be
chapstick?
paying.
No, she just like did it with her lips.
Jeff.
She just has a tub of Vaseline.
Put on makeup.
Number two, I said, and very strongly, NATO could be obsolete because, and I was very strong on this, and it was actually covered very accurately in the New York Times, which is unusual. But
Burn.
I said they do not focus on terror.
Terra.
And I was very strong, and I said it numerous times. And about 4 months ago, I read on the front page of the Wall Street Journal that NATO is opening up a major terror
Division.
Terror?
I don't even know what he's saying.
Yeah,
to be
wait,
honest.
did he say the word terror?
There's terror.
Is that what he was trying to say?
No, terror. Terror. It's like a new level of terror. Terror.
Is it worse than terror?
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
After that comes Terraga.
Believe me, I'm sure not going to get credit for it, but that was largely because of what I was saying and my criticism of NATO. I think we have to get NATO.
Oh my god, it
to
makes
go
so
into
much
the Middle
sense.
East with us,
It's
in
cream to
addition
prevent her
surrounding
skin from
nations,
falling
we
and
have to
revealing
knock
her
the
true
hell
lizard
out of ISIS, and we have to do it
Oh my
fast.
God.
When ISIS formed in this vacuum created by Barack Obama,
Like,
and
is she gonna
Secretary
wait till like the
Clinton,
third debate to
and
just
believe
reveal
me,
the truth?
you were
No,
the
she's
one
waiting till she gets
that took
elected.
out the- not only that, you named
It's
today,
too
they
late,
couldn't believe it. They
mother
sat back proudly and
fuckers.
said, I can't believe it. They said, no, wait a
I don't know
minute.
why she becomes
When
Arnold
they formed-
Schwarzenegger, too.
When they formed, this is something that never should have happened. It should have never happened. Now, you're talking about taking out ISIS, but you were there and
Oh,
you were
he's breaking out
Secretary of
the-
State. when
Oh,
it
he's
was
bringing out the
Kimchi.
A-OK
Now
finger.
it's in over 30 countries, and you're going to stop them?
I don't either.
think so.
Mr. Trump, with a
I'm
lot of
gonna
these are
laugh.
judgment questions. You had supported the war in Iraq before the invasion. What makes your
I did not support the war in Iraq.
2002.
That is a mainstream media nonsense put out by her because she, frankly, I think the best person in her campaign is mainstream media.
Why is your
Brought to you by Black
against-
Ops 3.
I was against the war in Iraq, just so you put it out.
The record shows
And
otherwise,
the record
but why
does not show that.
is your
The
judgment
record
any?
shows that I'm right. When I did an interview with Howard Stern, very lightly, first time anyone's asked me that, I said, very lightly, I don't know, maybe, who knows, essentially. I then
What?
did an interview
I don't know.
with
What was
Neil
that last
Cavuto.
sentence?
We talked about the economy is more important. I then spoke to Sean Hannity, which everybody refuses to call Sean Hannity. I had numerous
What's she looking
conversations
at?
with Sean Hannity at Fox, and Sean Hannity
Her
said,
eyes are all over the place.
know.
he called me
seizure.
the other day, and I spoke to him about it.
There's the
He
cream
said,
again.
You were totally against the war because he was for the war.
Felt the
And
scale.
excuse me,
Judgment better than-
and that was before the war started. Sean
Yeah.
Hannity said very strongly.
She's a happy candidate.
to me
Yeah,
and
I
other
don't-
People, he's willing to say, but
It's
nobody
kind
wants
of,
to call
in a
him.
way,
I was against the war. He said,
Uncomforting?
"You used
Oh,
to
did you
fight
see that the
for the war.
mastermind
In
pose?
favor of
Yeah.
the war." And I understand that side.
Shit, now the
also,
other side
not
of her face is
very
itchy.
much, 'cause we should have
skin's
never
falling
been
off.
there.
You can see it.
Really
Nobody
molting right
calls
now.
Sean Hannity. And then they did an article in a major magazine shortly after the war started, I think in 2004, but they did an article which had me totally against the war in Iraq. And one of your competitors
Lester.
said, you know, whether
might
it
go
was
3
before
hours.
or right after, Trump was definitely, because if you read this article, there's no doubt. But if somebody, and I'll ask the press, if somebody would call up Sean Hannity, this was before the war
She's
started.
been attacking him the whole
he and
time
I
and he's
used
been
to have
defending.
arguments about
Really,
the war.
that's not
I said
good.
it's a terrible and a stupid thing. It's going to destabilize the Middle East, and that's exactly what it's done. It's been a
My
disaster.
reference was to what you had said in 2002, and my question was,
No, no,
why
you
is
didn't hear what I said.
why is your judgment any different than Mrs. Clinton?
Well, I have much better judgment than she does. There's no
Next
question.
question.
Absolutely.
Also
I heard
have
you
a
talking
much better
shit.
temperament than she has. You know, I have a much better. She spent, let me tell you, she spent hundreds of millions of dollars on an advertising. You know, they get Madison Avenue into a room, they put names. Oh, temperament.
that's-
Let's go after. I think my strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament.
There you go.
I have a winning temperament. I know how to win.
What did he
This
just
is not how-
say?
Wait, the AFL-CIO the other day.
He knows how to win,
behind the
dude.
His
blue
temperament
screen.
will take him to
I
the
don't know
White
who you were
House.
talking to, Secretary Clinton, but you
Yeah,
were
he knows how to win,
totally
but his
out of control.
temperament?
Yep.
I said, there's a person with a temperament that's got a problem.
Secretary Clinton.
Woo! Okay.
Ooh. Oh, that's a Ronald Reagan moment. That's a Ronald Reagan moment.
Let's
man,
let's
you just
talk
called the kettle
about two
black.
important issues that were briefly mentioned by Donald. First, NATO. You know, NATO as a military alliance has something called Article 5.
How is she not
Basically,
thirsty?
It says this: an attack on one is
Do
an
we need
attack
to
on
go
all.
over this again?
Did you know the
Damn
only
lizard.
time
I need a
it's ever been
pee
invoked
everywhere.
after 9/11?
Do it in the toilet.
When the 28 nations of NATO said that they would go to Afghanistan with us to fight terrorism, something that they still are doing by our side. With respect to Iran, when I became Secretary of State, Iran
told us
was
that many
weeks
times.
away from having enough nuclear material to form a bomb. They had mastered the nuclear fuel cycle under the Bush administration. They had built covert facilities. They had stocked them with
parched.
centrifuges that were
And you know what I was
rolling
thinking
away.
before when we were talking
We
about
had
the
sanctioned
camera
them.
angles?
I
Like,
voted for every
they could
sanction
refill
against
water
Iran
like
when I
during
was
this
in the
camera,
Senate.
Yeah.
and they wouldn't
But
even
it
know.
wasn't
Yeah.
enough. So I spent a year
Pat, they're
and a
fighting.
half putting together
They're
a
fighting.
coalition that included Russia and China to impose the toughest sanctions on Iran. And we did drive them to the negotiating table. And my successor, John Kerry, and President Obama got a deal
Kerry's the
that put
man.
a lid on Iran's
fan
nuclear
of John
program
Kerry.
without firing
He
a
like goes
single
everywhere.
shot. That's diplomacy. That's coalition building. That's working with other nations. The other day, I saw Donald saying that there were some Iranian sailors on a ship in the waters off of Iran, and they were taunting American sailors who were on a nearby ship. He said, you know, if they taunted our sailors, I'd blow them out of the water and start another war. That's
That would
not
not start
good
a war.
judgment. That is not the right temperament to be commander.
Did he say that would not start a war?
Yeah, that would not start a war.
If a presidential candidate blew up an Iranian ship.
Has been about nuclear weapons. He has said
Oh my God, Patrick's dying.
that
Damn
he
it,
didn't care
I
if
missed
other
it. I
nations
missed her
got
dying.
Oh, yeah, they were going at it
Japan,
hard.
South Korea, even Saudi Arabia. It has been the policy of the
I
United
feel bad every
States,
time I fix my
Democrats and
crotch because it's on
Republicans,
webcam
to
now.
do
They wanna
everything
see it.
we
Yeah,
could
honestly.
to reduce the proliferation of
Pat,
nuclear
this is
weapons.
the first
He even
time they're
said, well,
seeing you. Fix
know,
your
if there were
crotch.
nuclear
Sorry, you're right. You gotta make sure my crotch is all
East
in.
Asia, well, you know,
It's all-
that's fine. You know, have a good time, folks. And in fact, his cavalier attitude about nuclear weapons
I'm surprised
is
it's the
so
first time this
deeply
getting brought up.
troubling. That
Nuclear
is the
weapons?
Yeah.
number one threat we face.
no
in the
emails
world,
yet,
and it
no
becomes
emails.
It was brought up, like,
Yeah, they brought it up
once.
before.
threatening
I guess.
if terrorists
But that was
ever
just
get
the
their
Russia
hands
hacks.
on any
You don't want to
nuclear
overdo the
material.
emails. You still got
So
two
a man
debates to
who
go.
gets provoked by a tweet should not have his fingers anywhere near the nuclear codes as far as
He's like
I
nodding
think
his head like, yeah,
anyone
yeah,
with
that's a good
any
You know what?
sense
You're
of
not wrong,
no.
Hillary.
I'm getting a little bit old, I must say. Listen,
It's a good one,
Ooh.
though.
I would like to-
well
no, it's
describes the problem.
It's not an accurate one at all. It's not an accurate one. So I just want to give a lot of things and just to respond.
He's like trying to
I agree
like
with
get on
one
Lester's
thing.
side.
The single
Lester, I'm
greatest
sorry.
problem the world has is nuclear armament, nuclear weapons. Not global warming like you think and your president thinks.
Your
Nuclear
president.
is the single greatest thing. Just to go down the list, we defend Japan, we defend Germany, we defend South Korea, we defend Saudi Arabia, we defend countries. They do not pay us what they should be paying us because we are providing tremendous service and we're losing a fortune. That's why we're losing. We lose on everything. I say, who makes these? We lose on everything. Well, I said that it's very possible that if they don't pay a fair share, because this isn't 40 years ago where we could do what we're doing. We can't defend Japan, a behemoth selling us cars by the million.
We need to move on.
Wait, but it's very important.
It is very
All
important.
I said was they may have to defend themselves or they have to
She
help
wants to
us
say
out.
something?
We're a
Will she,
country
though?
that owes
No.
$20
This is
trillion.
not a good
They
rebuttal.
have to
Oh
help us
yeah,
out.
she does have to
As
see.
far as the
You can see it in
nuclear
her
is
cheeks.
concerned, I agree. It is the single greatest threat that this country has.
Which leads my next question as we enter our last segment here on still on the subject of securing America. On nuclear weapons, President Obama reportedly considered changing the nation's longstanding policy on first use. Do you support the current policy? Mr. Trump, you have 2 minutes on that.
Well, I have to say that, for what Secretary Clinton was saying about nuclear with Russia.
I don't even know why he
She's
says
very
you have 2
cavalier in the
minutes
way
at this
she
point.
talks
Yeah,
about
right.
Really
Well,
lost
we gotta play ads by
They
10:30.
have a much newer capability than we do. We have not been
Speaking of ads,
updating
Ops
from
Black
the
Ops
new
3
standards.
pre-order now.
The other night I was seeing B-52s. They're old enough that your father, your grandfather could be flying them. We are not keeping up with other countries. I would like everybody to end it, just get rid of it, but I would certainly not do first strike. I think that once the nuclear alternative happens,
Nuclear
it's over.
Alternative is a really
At
cool
the same
band name.
time, we have to be prepared. I can't take anything off the table.
That could be our band name.
Because you look
A
at
Nuclear
some of these
Alternative?
countries, you
Yeah.
look at
Alright,
North
I'd play
Korea,
drums.
we're doing nothing there.
play,
China should
triangle.
solve that problem
Electric
for us.
triangle.
Electric
China should go
triangle.
into North Korea.
Look, man, we can't.
China is totally
Like, that's not like not a lead
powerful
instrument,
as it
you know.
relates
Like,
to
you
North
can't have a
Korea.
band of
And by the
3
way,
people
another
and one of them
powerful
have
is
the
the worst deal I
triangle.
think I've ever
That's
seen
fine. They'll have the
negotiated that
triangle,
you
give-
started is the
give
Iran
drums.
deal. Iran is
synthesizer.
one of their biggest
Alright, that's fine.
competitors
That's
over
okay.
North Korea. And
Power
when
instrument.
they made
And we
that
all
horrible
sing.
deal with Iran, they
I
should
think
have
the triangle is
included
actually really like a
the fact
technical
that
instrument.
they
Probably
do
not.
something with respect.
No, 'cause like the angle. I'm
And
sure
they should have
different
done
angles in
something
which you
with
hit it
respect to
produce
Yemen
different
and all
sounds.
these other places. So I asked Secretary Clinton, why didn't you do that? Why didn't you add other things into the deal? One of the great giveaways of all time.
The Iran deal,
Of all
going for the
time,
Iran deal.
including $400 million in cash. Nobody's ever seen that before. That turned out to be wrong. It was actually $1.7 billion in cash.
I love when he says the amount
Obviously,
of money.
I guess
That's
for
my
the
favorite
hostage,
part.
He just knows
it
all of
certainly
those
looks
facts.
that
It's
way.
pretty
Yeah.
impressive
You
that he
say to
knows all of
yourself,
those facts.
why
Yeah, honestly,
didn't they make the right
Those
deal?
facts
This
are
is one of the worst
factual,
deals
right?
He
ever
definitely has a
made
note
by
card
any
on the bottom.
country.
It's like all like the
In
money,
history.
like
The
he just has
deal
a
with
scale,
Iran will
like from
lead
lowest to highest of like what
to
costs the
nuclear
most.
problems. All they have to do is sit back
How
10
old are
years,
they both,
and
by
they
the
don't
way?
have to do much, and
I think he's a little bit older by 2
I met
years.
Trump
with
just turned like
Bibi
70 or something. Like
Netanyahu
He's like
yesterday. Believe me, he is
67
not a happy
67? Yeah, they're old as fuck.
They're pretty
This is,
old.
Well-
Secretary Clinton, you have 2
They
minutes.
look great though.
Let me start by
Oh yeah,
saying
I was just
words
thinking how
matter.
pinchable Hillary's
Words
cheeks look.
matter.
Oh, yes.
Run for president, and they really matter when you are president. And I want to reassure our allies in Japan
Yep.
and South Korea and elsewhere that we have mutual defense treaties and we
Yeah,
will
okay.
honor them.
No.
It is
Someone's fucking up.
essential that America's word be good.
Something in there, is it?
And so I know that this campaign
No,
has
there hasn't been
caused
for
some
the past hour and a
questioning
half.
and some worries on
I'm
the part
gone.
of many leaders across the globe.
I think it's been on the
talked
floor
with a
for like
number
30
of them.
minutes.
But I want to, on behalf of myself, and I think on behalf of a majority of the American people, say that, you know, our word is good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's also
Majority.
important that we look at
10:30.
the entire global
No way.
situation.
Did you expect them?
All right, good night, everybody.
That'd be
There's
awesome.
no doubt that we have other
We have to cut you off.
problems with
Miss Clinton, we-
Iran, but
we have to cut the
personally, I'd
commercial.
rather deal
And
with
we're
the other
gone.
problems having put that lid on their nuclear
Oh,
program
shit.
What?
than still
Who's
to be
this?
facing
Who the
that.
hell is this?
And Donald never tells you what he would
OMG.
do.
Who is
would
it?
he have
It's
my
started a
sister.
war?
I don't know what she
Would he have
said.
bombed
Oh shit,
Iran?
tell her I said
probably-
hi.
If he's
She's
going
probably
to
gonna give a
criticize a
reply
deal
text.
that
Tell her I brought her
has
some
been
beer, but she's
very
like moving to
successful
LA or whatever.
in giving us
Who does that?
access to
Yeah,
Iranian
honestly.
facilities that we never had before, then he should tell us what his alternative would be. But it's like his plan to defeat
She asked,
ISIS.
"Am I watching?"
He says it's a secret
I'm live
plan,
streaming.
but the only secret is
Yeah,
that he
tell her to
has
get
no
on-
plan.
tell her to get on a
So
bunch of
we
jerks.
need to be more precise in how we talk about these issues. People around the world follow our presidential
Is that
campaigns
a flip
so
phone?
closely,
What the
trying to
fuck,
get
Pat?
hints
It's not just a
about
flip phone.
what we will do.
It's a juke.
Can they
It's a
rely on
juke.
us?
A juke.
Are we gonna
Check it
lead
out.
the world?
Do you remember
You never saw this? Come on.
a juke?
Don't you remember 2007? The juke versus the chocolate?
A juke.
The chocolate was the major. It was the popular one. I went for the not popular one.
A
The juke.
juke.
And I still have it to this day. Because I don't need a smartphone. That's all I got.
I've definitely brought that up in like several episodes.
Okay, unsubbing.
Those who would try to destabilize the world, to interfere with
it's a great
American
phone.
interests
It
and
is a great
security,
fun. It's such a conversation starter.
Can I flip
You're
it a
not
few
wrong.
times?
You're really not wrong.
Whenever I want, like, I'm such an introvert that whenever I want to, like, start a conversation with anybody, I just take out my phone. And then they ask me, is that your phone?
Yeah, you gotta bet like 9 out of 10
Yes, it
times
is.
people say like, what the fuck is that?
And then I explain my position. They're like, oh, you're actually kind of a really cool, slightly off-center.
Here's my business card.
And now I want to be friends with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
exactly.
be friends.
You sound like a fun guy. Someone in a
It's big
sitcom.
problem. And as far as Japan is concerned,
My sister
I wanna
had that
help
phone.
all of our
She's
allies.
10.
We are losing billions and billions of dollars. We cannot
Billions.
be the policemen of the world.
Not
we
millions.
Cannot protect
No.
countries all over
Billions.
the world where they're not paying us what we need.
We have
And
just a few final
she doesn't
questions.
say that because she's
Lester,
got no business ability. We need
are you
heart.
not
We need a lot of things, but
understanding?
you have to have some basic ability. And sadly, she doesn't have that. All of the things that she's talking about could have been taken care of during the last 10 years, let's say, while she had
10
great
years,
power.
10 trillion
But they
years.
weren't taken care of. And if she ever wins this race, they won't
Ooh,
be
you shouldn't have
taken
said
This
that.
year, Secretary Clinton became the first woman nominated for president by a major party. Earlier this month, you said she doesn't have, quote, a presidential look.
Ooh.
She's standing here right now. What did you mean by that?
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the
She's not the
stamina.
boobs.
I said she
She's not the
doesn't
boobs,
have
but
Where's the
stamina.
bust?
And
Yeah.
I don't believe she does have the stamina. To be president of this country, you need tremendous stamina.
The quote was,
Tremendous.
"I don't think she has
Wait a minute, Leslie. You asked
Tremendous
me a question.
stamina is a good
Did you ask
thing.
me a question?
Oh, he's getting nasty
You
with
have
Lester now.
Tremendous
Yeah.
stamina.
To negotiate our trade deals. You
Oh,
have
shit,
to be
I'll
able
go grab
to
it. That's
negotiate.
okay.
That's right. With Japan, with Saudi Arabia. I mean, can you imagine we're defending Saudi Arabia, and with all of the money they have, we're defending them and they're not paying? All you have to do is speak to them. Wait, you have
do you think
so
of the sense?
many different things you have to be able to do, and I don't believe that Hillary has the stamina.
Let's let her respond.
Listen,
Well,
bitch.
as soon as he travels to 112 countries and negotiates a peace deal, a ceasefire, a release of
Drop it.
dissidents, an opening of new.
He's like, I will do all of those
Yeah,
things.
he's like,
That's what you don't
Or
understand. It's like,
I'm buying those tickets on my phone right now
in
for the
front of
podium.
a congressional committee. He can talk to me about stamina.
Ooh!
The world,
Ooh!
let me tell you. Hillary has experience, but it's bad experience. We have made so many
bad
bad
experience.
deals during the last. So she's got experience, that I agree, but it's bad experience.
I don't know if that was
Whether it's
cheers
the
for him
Iran
or
deal
cheers
that
for- I don't
you're
know.
so in love
That was
with,
weird. That was a
where
weird thing to cheer at.
It's 'cause she smiles at everything.
$150
Yeah.
Yes, maybe.
So you can
Whether it's
never
the
tell.
Iran
She's a happy
deal,
candidate.
Whether it's anything you can name, you almost can't name a good deal. I agree. She's got experience, but it's bad experience.
Alright, you said
and
that
this
6
country
times
can't
in the past
afford to
30
have another
seconds.
4
Look, she's
years
got
of that
experience.
kind of
She's bad.
experience.
We are
Bad
at the,
experience.
Oh, maybe it is? Huh.
we are at the final
That's the
question.
first time that people
one
cheer
thing,
for her.
Very
Lester,
quickly, because
is,
we're at the
you
final
know,
question.
That's a good way to
tried
end
to
it.
switch from looks to stamina.
Ooh.
But this is a man who has called women pigs.
She off in a gig.
sloths,
Oh, here goes
Oh,
personal,
yeah,
personal.
yeah,
there, there we
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Jr.
Because you know it's the last.
Bring it, Hill
shot.
Dog.
pregnancies
He's like,
and
you son of a
inconveniences
bitch. And slaps her across the
who
face.
has said women don't deserve
Wrong.
equal
Wrong.
pay unless they do
Wrong.
as good a job as
No.
men.
Mm-mm.
And one of the
Bullshit.
worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He loves beauty contests, supporting them and hanging around them. And he called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her
this?
name
Where
is
did you find
Alicia
this?
Machado.
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet
Oh, really?
she's going to vote this
Ooh.
November.
Okay, good. Let me just tell you.
Mr. Trump,
me
if you
just tell
take
you.
10 seconds and then
You
we're going to
know,
have the final question.
Hillary is hitting me with tremendous commercials.
6,
Some of
5,
it said in entertainment.
4,
Some of it said
3,
somebody who's
2,
been very vicious to me, Rosie O'Donnell. I said very tough things to
Trailblazer.
her, and I think everybody would agree that she deserves it, and nobody feels sorry for her. But you
Oh,
wanna
that's
know
a
the
sassy,
truth? I was going to say
See that?
Yeah, it was like a.
something
Yeah,
Please, very
extremely
Oh.
rough. to
How
Hillary,
long are
to her
seconds in
family,
debates?
And I said,
It's actually it's a
Because-
different
I can't do it. I just
universe.
can't do it. It's
A different
inappropriate.
dimension.
They're actually
It's
slowing
not
down the
nice,
stream
but
like
she spent
crazy.
hundreds of millions of dollars on negative ads on me, many of which are absolutely untrue. They're untrue and they're misrepresentations.
Latino pride.
And
We
I
need
will
more
tell you
lemon
this,
bread.
Lester. It's not nice.
That's fucked
and
up.
I don't,
It's
and I don't
great.
deserve that, but it's certainly not a nice thing that she's done. It's hundreds of millions of ads, and the only gratifying thing is I saw the polls come in today, And with all of that money,
We
over
have to move on to
$200
the
million
final question.
is spent, and I'm either winning or tied.
One
And I've
of you-
spent practically
Lester!
nothing.
Yeah, there it is. There's the Trump crowd.
There it is. Yeah, that's true. All he has to do is just throw in 100 million, and it's like, boom, bought the election.
Well, I support our democracy.
terrifying.
And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Facts.
But I
Wrong.
support the outcome of this election. And I know Donald's trying very hard to plant doubts about it, but I hope the people out there understand this election's really up to you. It's not about us so much as it is about you and your families and the kind of country and
Well, then
future
I vote
you
me.
want. So I
Yeah.
sure
Yeah, I'd
hope you
vote
will
for you.
vote
Me?
and
Really?
vote
Yeah,
as
fuck
though
yeah.
Nice, I got 2
your
votes.
future depended on it, because I think it does.
Mr. Trump, very quickly, the same question. Will you accept the outcome as the will of the voters?
I want to make
America great again!
Yes! He said the thing.
that is seriously troubled. We're losing our jobs. People
China.
are
Pouring
into our
in.
country. The other day, we were deporting 800
China.
people.
I already have
Perhaps
blueprints
they
for our
pressed the
wall.
wrong button. They pressed the
Here they
wrong
are.
button.
Lasers at the top.
Reason that it was
Sharks in a moat
corruption.
around it.
People that we were going to deport for good reason ended up becoming citizens. Ended up becoming
Sharks with
citizens.
freaking lasers attached to their
800, and
freaking
now it turns
heads.
out it might be
All I want is a
1,800.
freaking wall.
Look, here's the story. I want to make America
Yeah.
great
You know
again.
what? I believe
I'm going to be
you.
able to do it. I don't believe Hillary will. The answer
Wrong.
is if she wins, I will absolutely support her.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us.
Did
That
he say if she
concludes
wins, I'll absolutely
our
support her?
debate.
That's what I heard,
Yeah.
too.
Well, we
That's so
covered a lot of
weird.
ground, not everything, as I suspected we wouldn't. The next presidential debates are scheduled for October 9th in Washington
We will be
University
there,
in St.
folks.
Louis.
Oh, what?
We'll
Yeah,
actually
we're,
be there.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be there.
We will be on stage.
With our Mac and our live stream going.
We'll be in the background.
I vote Pat. Someone's vote. I gotta vote. I gotta vote.
My thanks to Hillary Clinton and to Donald Trump and to Hofstra University for hosting us tonight. Good night, everyone.
Oh my god, she looks so gross.
Hug.
Fuck you, bitch.
Nice with that pat. With that pass.
Like, stop touching me.
Oh, she's going. Oh, she took the first.
Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh, damn.
Oh.
Shit, everybody's coming on.
At the end, you heard that exchange.
Alright, it only ran.
There's her daughter.
Yeah.
Now she's taking front and center. Oh god, she's taking all the spot. There's Melania. There's Trump. There's one of the Trump sons.
80 Trump.
There's Ivanka.
Wait, how many Trumpettes are there?
There's two. There's Tiffany and Ivanka, I think.
No, I meant like little Trumps.
Oh, I don't know.
Trump's the seeds of Trump. Son of Trump.
I think 5.
5?
Yeah,
There's
there's
just 3
there's
men.
there's that guy. That's Trump Jr. There's
God, he's so
His name
greasy.
is Trump Jr.
yeah, no, his name's Tom. His name actually is Trump Jr.
Donald Trump Jr.
Then there's Ivanka and Tiffany, and then what's the other guy's name?
He has a 10-year-old son that's really good with computers.
I don't know what his
He
name
said
is.
that.
It's something with a B. It's something like very British sounding. I forget.
Bethany?
Bernard.
Ooh, Bernard. I bet it's Bernard.
Bernard.
Thanks for streaming, jerks. No problem, dude. We'll be back for every debate if we don't get copyright stricken by
Oh, yeah.
that.
Fuck
So far, so good.
Well, time to see how this test went out.
3 debates, 3 strikes.
Yeah. There's the VIP debate, but that's gonna be boring as hell.
VIP debate?
I mean the VP debate.
Oh, VIP debate.
I've never heard,
Well, you know,
what's his
it's
name?
unclear. I'll tell you just in doing some reporting
Trump's vice
and talking
president?
to, first of all, the Trump
What's
campaign,
Mike Pence.
Where the
they
fuck's
feel
Ben
that
Carson?
he
I haven't
got
heard
across
Dude, Ben Carson's the
simple,
best.
I
declarative
love Ben Carson.
messages about what his whole campaign has been about. He's an outsider.
I'm a Ted
She's
Cruz
an
kinda guy.
insider.
Ugh.
Yes, he has the
Ted Cruz
experience,
is
Oh,
the
but
best.
that
Zodiac killer.
experience
Yeah, he is the
hasn't gotten
Zodiac killer. Another
far
reason why I
enough.
like
It hasn't
him.
gotten
Like when he
people
refused
far
He
to
gets
like,
stuff
endorse
done.
Trump, I
Evil
was like,
genius.
whoa.
they're kind of trying to take the
It's
big
Bill!
picture on that.
It's Bill!
As far as Hillary Clinton's
Billard.
campaign, Wolf,
I'm kinda
they
disappointed
feel
in the-
very good that
Bill.
they polls
Look at them,
in
they're just like
his
mass giving out
central,
handshakes.
Theme and
Well,
his
time
central
to
attempt to engage,
Get off this so
successful
the
attempt,
CNN
according
can't
to the polls, to
copyright
engage
strike me.
with
Oh shit, that's not
so
what I wanted. There we
many
go.
working
Hey,
class
look at that.
voters, which
Are we
is
getting
that
off?
maybe he's
I don't know.
not
What do you guys
think.
doing? Like
He
a
doesn't pay
post-mortem, a
potentially
digest?
federal
What do you think?
Well,
Who won?
it was a
Let's
debate.
take our
He
bunch of
doesn't
jerks
play
poll.
by
Who
the
do you
same
think won in the
rules
comment
that
section
you
below?
do. And of
Out of
course,
all
the
us
birther
3.
issue,
Yeah, out of
they
the
feel
6
that they
people we have
really got
that are
him
here.
on, without a real explanation
I gotta go
for
Hillary.
why
I
he all of a sudden
think
after 5
No, I meant,
years
like, between us three,
since
like,
the president has released his birth certificate. Suddenly it
It's the
says,
best
okay,
person.
fine, he was born
Oh,
in
out
the
of
United
us?
States. Didn't
It's
really
easily
give
me.
a real answer on
Oh,
that.
really?
So they really feel that she drove the conversation.
That's why
for
I
a
get your
lot
vote for
of
president.
this
Yep.
debate.
Right.
And as Jake said,
Bill!
that
It's
Donald
Bill!
Trump
Bill
was
wins.
on the-
Bill wins.
Wouldn't that be great if she did like the switch thing? Like, thank you for your election as president, but I'm actually gonna give it to my husband.
Is that allowed?
Technically, he was impeached.
He was?
Yeah.
What?
He had sex with that lady.
Did
He
not
had oral
have
sex with
sexual
that
Yeah,
lady.
he did not have sexual
Yes, he
relations.
did.
Come on, did you not listen to him speak?
Clinton def took more coke before the debate.
Oh yeah.
How do you think he's awake right
Thanks
now?
for streaming, guys. Probs would have stopped watching if it wasn't for you.
Oh man.
I vote for Phil's wardrobe. Your wardrobe got a vote. That is a pretty nice. It's a pretty good color contrast you got going on. The teal on
Thank
the
you.
orange.
Yeah.
That's something I'd definitely recommend if I was you.
I appreciate that.
came in wanting to make the case
Oh my
she
gosh.
can't solve these problems. We need change. We don't need a career
So now this debate, this live stream is going to get even better. So what do I need for the next live stream? I need hit markers.
Hit markers.
More beer.
I need medals that pop up whenever someone like Benghazi.
We should do like a
200
bingo.
points Benghazi or like.
Can we do a bingo
women.
thing?
I could put that together.
That would be a good. I would make a bingo board if you could like put like a.
You could do the bingo board. I'll do the hit
do a bingo
markers. I'll
board.
figure out how to do that on live stream. I'll figure also out how to adjust this camera so that we're not completely. Actually, you know what? I don't even need.
I would like a camera position with more leg room. Kind of like.
I don't have a camera that doesn't lag because we've been lagging behind. The camera's always been behind.
That's alright. That's fine.
I know how to fix that. People get it. People
More
get it.
minions.
More minions.
Pat's pants are getting higher than Hillary was during the debate. Yo, I wear pants at my natural waist because that's what you're supposed to.
Who said that?
Folks.
That was Eldoa.
Wearing pants at your hips is a fad. Cut off your circulation. Pants are supposed to be worn at your natural waist.
Pat is literally the only one out of the three of us who knew that we were going to be live streaming tonight.
Yep. I figured out how to set this up 3 hours ago.
It's a nice watch.
I did not know this was possible until 3 hours ago.
Nice.
Because I was setting this stuff up, and when that TV turned on and it was on the Elgato, I cheered.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got it.
You gave yourself a standing
I
ovation.
gave myself a standing ovation because I found out how to bypass.
Although I'm not gonna lie, the like I thought like the debate audio was gonna be playing like over Overwatch, and that would have been funny. That would have been like funny as shit.
But then you wouldn't see their faces.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Their faces were.
I think the next live stream we could have is we could have, you know, us in the corner, debate in the corner, Black Ops 3 or whatever in the corner.
Like actually Black Ops there?
Yeah.
Yes, and then American flag in the fourth corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We could have something like that.
Okay.
But I gotta figure out how to do that twice because freaking Elgato. I don't know if my computer can handle it.
Freaking Elgato.
I'm surprised this worked out. I'm really well. First off, I gotta see what YouTube does to me when this gets archived. So
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it'll definitely get copyright striked.
Oh,
Or
you're
not
gonna
strike,
archive this?
but copyright claimed, which is normal. That happens to all of these. But
Right,
strike,
right.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
said something about the 20
But we'll see. Whatever.
Fine.
We'll just donate
How
to
many
our
strikes do we
Patreon.
have?
She made
Zero.
some crack
Ah,
about
that's fine.
because,
We're
you know,
good.
you don't pay
We're
your
less
taxes.
than
one.
And he said something, well, if I did, it would be squandered. He almost
Hold on,
seemed
let's
to
listen to
concede
Jake
her
Tapper.
point.
Jake Tapper's such a big nerd. He's such a Minecraft player. He's a
That
big-
guy?
No.
Oh.
You'll look when you see him, you'll know who he is.
A fascinating
It's a lot of people.
That is a lot
Anderson
of people.
Cooper. I know all these characters. This is all the characters in the
Name
cast
them
of
left to
CNN.
right. Go.
Okay.
I agree with,
Michael
with
Smirkanish.
Jake
Ah,
that
fuck, I don't know.
beginning of the debate,
You
I don't know.
liar.
Trump was
Wrong.
straight. He was on
Wrong.
terra firma.
Michelle
And
Brook?
I think
Wrong.
He totally lost
Ah,
control
shit.
of the debate. And I think Hillary Clinton controlled
looks
the
like
debate
Hillary
on taxes.
Then Wolf Blitzer. No.
on the question
Anderson
of
Cooper,
birther,
Donald
on
Blythe.
The guy's
No, that's
name is
from
Wolf
House of
Blitzer.
Cards.
Very end,
Kayleigh
this
McEnany,
question of
Van
a
Jones.
sex
Does he have a gun
scandal
for an arm?
When these charges of misogyny were raised
guy's
against
hair.
him, he started
Who's that guy
just
with the
attacking
hair?
Rosie O'Donnell, which was
Oh, he attacked Rosie O'Donnell? Did we miss that?
No,
I mean, many of the
called that.
themes that he talked about
Attack Rosie
were
O'Donnell.
things
I heard the name,
he has
actually. I
brought
didn't
up
really
in
see
pretty
who
much
he was
every
Yeah.
That guy's a
debate he's
Minecraft
been
player.
in.
With the white hair.
No, that's Anderson Cooper.
Jack Black.
You know, we heard a lot of people from the Trump camp, even some of our friends
That
say,
guy's
"Well,
a
let Trump
Minecraft
be
player.
Trump."
No.
Well, Trump was Trump.
Jake
and it
Tapper.
wasn't
He's
good
a
for him
CNN
tonight. What he
reporter. He's
needs
not
to
just
do
a
tonight
column
was to
guy.
show
That
something
looks like
more,
if
was
Nicolas
to,
Cage wasn't
not
an
chase the
alcoholic.
rabbits down the hole, but add something to
What's
people's
Nicolas Cage's
understanding
last
of his
movie?
ability to do this job. I think this is a terrible night for him.
I wish I
She
could say
came
with
in,
him,
it
man.
turns out that prep matters, experience matters.
I
and it
honestly
showed
don't know.
tonight.
Yeah,
I don't know. Was it
right?
Ghost Rider
the
too?
split screen image of
Probably.
her
That would-
standing
that'd
there
be a
pretty
way to end it,
firmly,
couldn't
and him sniffling a lot.
This isn't
he
my
was drinking
computer,
a
so I
lot
gotta
of
go.
water.
They're
His
commenting
facial
on the water.
expressions, it was
Who's
something
leaving?
I thought early
Mike
on,
Retarded and Kathy and I.
that he was rattled.
Peace out.
And it showed. And there were
Bye,
times
guys.
when
Love
That's a
ya.
true jerk right there. My retarded Aunt Kathy and I.
Yeah, that's a true jerk.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Who said love you? Aldoa, love you too, Aldoa. Cage wasn't Snowden.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, he was Nicolas Cage was in Snowden the movie.
That's a movie.
Yeah, it just came out with just Gordon-Levitt.
Nicolas Cage is in that?
Were they
I guess so.
Was it like they were snowed in? Or-
Yeah, it was Snowden. Snowden.
Caught up with them tonight, and I think that to David's point, there were some easily managed answers that he blew as a result. One that stands out in my mind is he was asked about the 1973 charges of discrimination in housing.
All right,
and his
folks.
reply
I
was
think we're
to
gonna end
say,
this live stream.
"I voluntarily settled
Just
the
to
suit."
not extend our
Well, the first
copyright
thing he
of
should have
CNN's
said
content,
is,
because this is
"We
going to
never
commentary
discriminated
section.
against anyone."
Right.
So we're doing this together again, October 9th.
Thanks for watching.
I'll request off work that day. Sure, that's 2 weeks enough. That's really close, actually. God, I gotta make sure. Actually, that might be the VP debate.
What is at Aban Chav
For
Jerks?
law enforcement. But law enforcement is
It's
not
our
the
it's our
answer to a
Twitter
question.
handle, bro,
How are
which
you
I'm
going to
surprised was
improve
not
race
taken.
relations? The first
Nobody
thing
took
you
a bunch
say
of
is
jerks.
not
Really?
press.
On Twitter?
Yep, we
And
own a
law
bunch of
enforcement
jerks.
is
Wow.
That's Twitter handle.
I'm glad we're actually like claiming that name. We deserve that name.
All right, folks. We will see you on the next debate.
Next time.
Bring your patriotism.
Bye, guys.
Oh yeah.
Take care.
Disaster, ending with him after